All right, all right. We've got lots of stuff queued up this week. There's so many things to see. So much to do. So little time. There's every day of the week. Nowadays there's something going on. And I'm starting to find all these new videos that people are pointing me at. Make me watch. I'm enjoying my time. But some of this shit's kind of old because I'm slow. I'm old. So we're going to start tonight off, my friends. We're going to start tonight off with watching something that happened probably about 4 weeks ago, and that's the Sean Hannity with Gavin Newsom interview. So if you've seen it already, I'm sorry that you saw it. I haven't seen it, and I want to take a look at it because I'm hearing a lot about Gavin Newsom nowadays. I don't think that he's going to run, but he's putting the fear of the Democrats in the Republicans right now, because they are worried that Gavin Newsom is actually going to come out of the woodworks and just hand them their ass. So we're going to watch this video with Hannity and Newsom in this interview. And then we're going to watch a little bit after this of my new favorite guy to hate watch, a little PBD. It's BPD? DPP? PBD? Whatever his name is. But he had Alex Jones on his show talking about Gavin Newsom and whether or not Gavin Newsom would run. And, of course, there was an amazing amount of fucking crazy coming from Alex Jones about Gavin Newsom. So I wanna watch the Gavin Newsom one because I hadn't watched it yet because I'm a slacker. And then I want to watch the Alex Jones DPBBPD whatever show. He'll run at Biden faces. So yeah, that's what's up, Nathan. That's kind of what the reason I want to watch this was because this crazy fucking Alex Jones one. He's trying to make a point about like all the crazy shit that's going to happen to Biden that Newsom's going to do to him. But of course, as with all conspiracy theories, there's some sort of an idea of truth to something. Obviously, not anything he said, but the idea that Newsom would step in if Biden were to perhaps potentially have a health scare or just, I guess maybe have like a change of heart, which I don't see happening. But if, the Democrats could in some way convince him not to run, I could see Gavin Newsom stepping in. But, being from California, I hear a lot of bad things about Gavin Newsom. I've never had too much of a problem with Gavin Newsom. I feel like I understand why he does the things he does. Obviously, his stance on COVID and then going to the French Laundry was a little bit on the hypocritical side, but let's just be honest. Almost everybody was a fucking hypocrite during COVID, okay? Like this idea that, Gavin Newsom somehow was any different than any other person by, going to the French Laundry on his birthday was, in my opinion, just kind of ridiculous because all of us were fucking hypocrites during COVID. Anyways, so hi, Renee. Glad to see you're watching my stream. So we're gonna check it out. Like, we're gonna watch Hannity talk to Newsom because I heard that Newsom actually did a really good job of this. And like I said, I'm not a hater. I actually think Gavin Newsom has done a pretty goddamn good job with California, and I do not have the same feelings that I think 90% of the people I talk to do. You're SoCal, Nathan. I'm NorCal. We can't get along, I'm Norteño, but that's okay. All right, so let's check out some Hannity. Let's check out some Newsom, and let's see how he did, because everybody said that he did really good here. I want to see. I want to see California own Sean Hannity.
And welcome to Hannity, and tonight we're going to take you inside one of the most liberal executive mansions in America for an exclusive interview with California Governor Gavin Newsom. Now, no topic was off the table, no restrictions at all whatsoever. I did promise the governor that I would give him a chance to respond to each question without interruption. So, especially in the beginning of the interview, it is less debate-oriented. It's a little more debate-oriented as the interview goes on. And as you might imagine, well, Governor Newsom and I strongly disagree on pretty much everything. But to the governor's credit, he did sit down for an entire hour. He answered most of our questions. And by the way, that was something that the president of the United States, Joe Biden, is not even remotely capable of doing. So without further ado, here is part one of my interview with California's Democratic.
Now, one of the things that I heard about this was that somebody was saying that the reason that they think they took Newsom on the show was because they want Biden to lose, like they'll do anything to not have Biden run. So bringing Newsome on in a way, this is kind of the same reason people don't want Biden to debate. Obviously, no incumbent has ever debated before. Well, no, I'm sorry. I think an incumbent did debate once or twice before, but the reason he won't debate and people want him to debate is because they think that if he gets up on stage with somebody like Newsome, with the other, what is it, RFK, guys like that, I think even Biden handles RFK, to be honest with you, Marianne Williamson, that he'll in some way fumble and stumble, and then, you know, when it comes time to actually get elected as president, he'll be that much weaker. That's what people tend to think, the reasoning behind Sean Hannity having Gavin Newsom on his show and even like giving him props like, oh, he did a good job, is in some way kind of like just shitting all over Joe Biden. I don't know that that's going to work. I don't know that that's why people are going to vote for Biden if they choose to vote for Biden.
Governor Gavin Newsom. All right, so I write you. This pick got a lot of pickup, I'm sure you saw as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I want to do an interview.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do an interview. I want to make sure the audience understands up front. This is not going to be me. I want you to answer and give your views. I would say you represent probably about half the country, your views, and the other half represents mine. You agree? We're kind of divided.
Plus or minus, certainly
Plus or
divided.
minus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No question. I mean, we're polarized, we're traumatized. We clearly are in these, and we're in these echo chambers. I mean, let's be candid, Sean. I mean, your folks are watching you and getting a certain perspective, and my folks are watching other networks getting a certain perspective as well.
We have studies that show a lot of Democrats watch me.
Well, including me. So I'm here for a reason. Yeah. To wit the point, though.
I don't think that says anything bad about Democrats, to be honest with you. I think that just says that Democrats are a little more open-minded. So I don't know if that's like a cell phone or what he's going for there. Like, okay, good for you, big guy. Setting up Newsom as the Democratic candidate. That's what I've heard, and that's why I really wanted to watch this. Was people have said, like, coming out of this, Newsom actually came out so solid that if he did want to run, that Republicans better be fucking scared.
So I think we need more of that cross-pollination. We need more of these kind of conversations, and we need to not just accuse each other of misleading the American people, but I think confront each other in the context of providing opportunities to address some of the facts that are often omitted in terms of the conversations and topics we choose to pick up.
So what I see is, I don't know how you reconcile some of these differences. Now, you either believe in secure borders and law and order, and people that want to come into our country have to do it legally. I'm the product of that.
Right.
Or there are people that want open borders. You believe in defund, dismantle, no bail laws like cities like in New York, where the show originates from, or you believe law and order, safety, security is a prerequisite for the pursuit of happiness. You want energy independence, or you don't want any domestic energy production. I mean,
okay. But why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't it be a middle ground? Why can't there be a choice that isn't one extreme or the other?
How do you reconcile?
Well, I don't see those binaries at all. Quite
exactly.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I want border security. Democrats want border security. We also want comprehensive.
But you don't want any walls.
I want comprehensive immigration reform. I want to actually.
Dude, what the fuck is up with these people and walls? Like, why do they have such a fucking hard-on for walls, man? Like, this is some weird, it's like dudes that like feet. I'll just never understand it.
Address the issue more comprehensively, just like Ronald Reagan did in 1989. Just like, and with respect, Sean, you promoted yourself with the Gang of Eight and bipartisan legislation that got 68 votes in the Senate, only to die in the House, that could fundamentally address this issue, which is the issue. So I don't see those.
But I always had as my position, build the wall first. You're against building any wall.
I know. I have no problem with the 650 plus miles we have on border walls. I come from a state with the largest, San Ysidro is the largest land port in the Western Hemisphere. I don't need to be educated on the issue of the border or issues of immigration policy.
Medi-Cal for illegals is $2.7 billion to the state.
And how many billions are we spending for uncompensated care? People end up in the emergency.
Can I ask you?
On the back end, wasting taxpayer money.
Why is it? Dude, 100%. That is the number one argument when people start talking about illegal immigrants getting Medi-Cal, or anybody getting Medi-Cal for that matter. If you don't provide that, then they just use the emergency services, which actually cost a fuck ton more.
Is it wrong to just demand, if you want to come to this country, obey our laws, respect our borders, respect our sovereignty, apply, come in, and we can expedite the application process?
It's the latter part. Now you're having a conversation. This is where I think the vast majority of Americans.
That's why I'm here.
Well, that's the point.
I'm here to bring us together.
And that was the point of the comprehensive reform.
Dude, Sean Hannity is not here to bring us together, folks. No fucking way is Sean Hannity here to bring us together. Like, this is what I've heard, like, I mean, what you call mostly like established Democrats or like establishment Republicans. It's something like we agree on probably like 85% of almost everything that's talked about in the political atmosphere. But when it comes down to the nuances or the individual characteristics of how we think things should be done, that's where we disagree. And what happens is our media tends to amplify it because obviously it's a for-profit media. So instead of like saying, all right, what we really do is we agree on A, B, C, but D is the problem, instead, they say, we don't agree on any of this, or the things that you want to do to solve this problem are so extreme compared to what I want to do. And actually, when you start to talk to people, when you're forced to actually sit down and talk to another person that has what you believe are differing ideals on things, you actually find out that you do agree on like 80% of what they believe and what you believe they believe 80% of as well. And when you say, I'm sitting here to I'm creating the conversation. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's dishonest. Gavin Newsome, hopefully, as a politician, is doing that. But when you're talking about Fox News or CNN, those people are making money off of creating this like dramatic situation and polarizing the nation. Our media obviously is a part of the problem. There's a wall there already in TJ. Oh yeah? I didn't know that there's a wall there.
Where's Congress? I mean, look, you can criticize Biden all the time. Biden's border crisis. I watch 24/7 surround sound anger machine around that. I get it.
Wait a minute. In 3 years,
I get it.
he will allow over 7.5 million people illegally into this country. Right. You have to see there's something wrong with that.
No, I do. And I see there's something right with what he's done post Title 42, a 70% reduction, taking a lot of the core tenets that the previous administration used. He's now being sued by the left, not just being applauded, certainly by the right. That said, here's what's missing. The conversation you just suggested we should be having around dealing with asylum seekers and backlogs and updating and modernizing our visas and addressing a pathway that Ronald Reagan himself acknowledged.
Let me ask you if you support this.
And I think those things are missing.
Should we?
And how about funding the fucking Border Patrol? How about that? Like, I understand that it's really hard to find people to work the Border Patrol because it's a fucking ridiculously stressful job, and it has something ridiculous as far as suicide rates go, and like it's actually gone up recently. But one of the biggest problems, if you've ever watched, I forgot who it is. I think it's Marjorie Taylor Greene and somebody else. God, I can't remember who the other guy is. They go down the border and they talk to the guy who's in charge of the Border Patrol, and they keep asking him over and over these questions that are in some way implying that the Democrats are doing a bad job. And he pretty much just says over and over again, yes, I do think that a bad job is being done, but I'm not trying to place blame. What I need is more people. What I need is better funding. It's like the poor fucking guy that actually has to do the job is just caught between these fucking politicians that are just tearing him and his people apart. Because they're down there actually trying to do the job. They're down there actually trying to make a difference. Meanwhile, politicians are doing dumb shit, trying to play games to get reelected and to get constituents to become angry with this side or that side. One of the biggest problems is the funding that happens for the Border Patrol.
We have background checks.
Yes.
Should, in the middle of a pandemic, health checks.
We did.
Should we have means testing so the people that enter this country are not going to be a financial burden on the American people?
We prioritize already with certain. We prioritize with STEM. We prioritize with visas already. We prioritize.
We're going to give a free college
workforce.
education and $2.7 billion of taxpayer dollars in California to Medi-Cal. And that's for illegal immigrants only.
And we're spending the money already. I know everybody on the right can't stand sanctuary policy. I understand that. Rudy Giuliani, by the way, Trump's old attorney, was a huge proponent of sanctuary policy.
I didn't know that.
Actually said it keeps you healthier, safer, and more educated. Actually made those.
And that's back when Rudy Giuliani was still sane. That was before that shit that was leaking out of his head on that press conference started tainting his brain, man. Like that actually makes sense. He's trying to point out that because you're giving them these Social Security blankets, that they cost us less money than they do if we don't. Okay, so these people are already here. Like, I know the right-wing kind of like point of view is that it's going to be, oh, we're going to get rid of all of these illegal aliens. Like, that's not even a possibility. That's like saying we're going to get rid of all the guns. When people are like, we just need to get rid of all the guns. That's not going to happen. So we have to, like, kind of determine what we're going to do based off of what's actually going on. We can't have these, like, pipe dream fantasies of, like, oh, we'll just remove all the illegal immigrants or we'll stop them all with a wall. None of those actually work. Didn't El Chapo, like, fucking dig tunnels under the wall, first of all? But these guys, they have these pipe dreams of just, like, being, like, zero tolerance. They don't come across the border. We stop them all. That's not going to happen. So you have to have contingency plans. And if the contingency plan is that you provide them with things like Medi-Cal, because if you don't provide them with Medi-Cal, then it costs us even more money, well, that's just fucking logical.
Those arguments when he was governor, or rather mayor of New York. It's the cards that are dealt in the absence of comprehensive reform. I'm all for comprehensive reform. I'm for background checks. I'm for addressing border security in all its forms and manifestations, not just walls. I'm addressing a legal pathway. I'm actually wanting to address all these issues, but I want to do it in a rational way and not just bastardize the conversation as exclusively about the border.
Okay, I have here in my pile of stuff the exact federal law that prohibits. Now, there are two court decisions that you might be able to cite. One is the Trump lawsuit. That was in the Ninth Circuit. The other is some wording and one opinion that Justice Scalia gave some years back. But it is unambiguous when you read the 18 U.S. Code as it relates to entering the country that you've got to do so legally. By characterizing the state as sanctuary, aren't you thereby violating federal law, the laws that are on the books, and that our own Constitution states very unequivocally that, in fact, you should be following?
These sanctuary policies have been on the books for decades. Cities, Democratic cities, Republican-led cities in the past, Democratic states, clearly, more modern conception around dealing with reality, the cards that are dealt. Right. You want people that are victims of crime to come forward and report those crimes. That's the purpose of sanctuary. You want a kid be educated that's here regardless of how they got here. You want that kid educated. You want to take care of someone that's in an emergency.
Yeah, and that just goes back to, I know what they're thinking. I understand what he's thinking. He's like, well, you just get rid of them. But he's right. If you have a child that's in America, illegally or not, if he's going to be here, you want them to be educated and you want them to work. You want that. You don't want them here hiding and attempting to avoid any type of legitimate path to citizenship. That's the whole point with DACA and all that stuff, the Dreamer Act or whatever, is that you're giving people that may have came here illegally. And Nathan, I hear what you're saying. Many people think all migrants are illegal no matter what. That's kind of like that. I mean, to be honest with you, that's mildly racist on their part. Especially since we're all fucking immigrants. But they want, like, this idea that it's America first, but what they don't understand is, like, it is America first. It's always been America first. It's just that being America first also allows us to help other people. And when we help these other people, it actually ends up creating a stronger, better America than just kind of like building walls all around ourselves and telling people that they can't come in no matter what. They're going to anyways. And if you make them hide, then they'll hide. But if you provide them paths to legitimacy, then they're going to try to take those paths to legitimacy because they want their children to grow up here. They want a better way of life. They come from places that are absolutely fucked. They don't want to go back. So we should be providing them with a way to stay here and be productive. We should be taking advantage of it. And I'm not talking about the way that the farmers from Southern California, which I'm actually from Southern California, Nathan, the farmers from Southern California take advantage of these farmers. Using illegal labor and like demeaning human beings is not a righteous path to creating a better America.
And not have them concerned that they're going to be deported by a nurse. The point is, you deal with reality.
Exactly.
But look, I stipulate I'm happy to get rid of those protections by doing the hard work of actually coming together as a nation across our differences and support comprehensive reform and modernize our asylum system and modernize our immigration system. This issue will only get worse. It's not just a border issue, is the point.
7.5 million people under Joe Biden will illegally enter this country in 3 years of his presidency. To me, that's unconscionable. That's unfair to the American people. That's unfair to the states, including your state. That's unfair to border states like Texas. But here's where I want to just pause a second and ask you a really serious question. I don't think Joe Biden is mentally, physically capable of being the president of the
I mean, I got to give it to him. He lasted 8 minutes before he started saying that Joe Biden had dementia. That's pretty good for a Fox News host.
United States. Hang on. I suspect if I took your phone and I took a look at it, not that I believe in privacy, I would never do that. I would bet on a daily basis that there are people urging you to run for president and primary him. Am I wrong in my assumption?
Well, my phone's been lighting up how well he did with the UK Prime Minister. My phone lit up and how he
That's a nice duck.
McCarthy on the debt ceiling.
Your phone light up?
My phone lights up with Republican friends saying, you know what? Despite all of the rhetoric, these bipartisan bills he keeps passing on infrastructure and the CHIPS and Science Act, the bipartisan work he did on gun legislation reform and around the debt ceiling, make me feel maybe he's done a little bit better job than some are
suggesting. But that wasn't my question. Does your phone light up with, Gavin, you need to get in this primary? He's not able to run. He's not up to the job.
See, but that's just, you're just trying, this is like watching Jerry Springer or Maury Povich. It's like, he's just like, if I could just get you to say that you would run against Biden so that way I could create a clip, so I could create drama. Like, it's like when you watch an interview like this and then like a day or two later they put out their shorts, their clips, and it's like, Newsome gets owned by Hannity and Clip and shit like that. That's all they're looking to create here. They're just looking to create more polarization. He's literally saying, that's not what I'm here for. And that's what fucking politicians should be doing. We should be backing the president. We should be going out and saying things like, if he's going over and fucking, creating bipartisan bills, then that's what he's supposed to be doing. We kind of gotten away from this whole idea that we reach across the aisle and like actually do things that are good for all Americans, not just one side or the other. And like I said, when you agree on 80 to 85% of all actual political issues, but the 15% is the nuance, that's what our politicians should be doing. They should be saying things like, I'm proud of him for doing this, I'm proud of him for doing that, and I'm proud of him for doing this. Like I said before, there are things that are in Trump's policies that I can quote, such as the right to try, the lessening of mandatory minimum sentencing, that whether or not he did it for his own reasons, he did do, and I do applaud. But when it comes to somebody like this guy pulling Gavin Newsom on the show, all he's trying to really do is create polarization. All he's trying to do is create an issue in the Democratic Party. And is that really good for America? Because I don't think it is.
Look, everybody has their quiet chatter, and everybody's out there rooting for America. I'm rooting for our president, and I have great confidence in his leadership.
I don't want him to fail.
He's been able to accomplish.
I think his policies.
I don't know that he doesn't want him to fail. Because it's one thing to say you don't want him to fail, and it's another thing to perform the actions that show that you do, right? Like I always say, like when you tell a person you're sorry, that doesn't mean shit. It's what you do afterwards. Like you can tell your spouse, like, I'm sorry I cheated on you. I shouldn't have done that. But if you cheat on him again afterwards, you're not really fucking sorry, right?
Are failing.
CHIPS Act, Science Act, do you oppose that?
Yeah.
I will tell you on every measure from the economy, inflation, borders, energy, national security, he's missing in action.
Let's talk about them in order.
Hang on.
Wait, but I want to challenge the premise. You said the economy, 13.1 million jobs he's created. More.
These are post-COVID jobs. Okay. You know that. That's an artificial number.
No. Then let me stipulate this as an opportunity to engage civilly on this.
Okay.
Fair point. Your president, Donald Trump, lost 2.6 million jobs during his 4 years. We've created 13.1 million. Fine, you can maintain a COVID frame. How about the fact that Joe Biden's created more jobs, 6 times more jobs, than the previous 3 Republican presidents combined?
Are you going to tell me
Sean,
that the average family, where we have 2/3 of Americans now living paycheck to paycheck,
it was 70% under Trump? That was
That's not
70%.
true.
It was
Under Donald
70% under Donald Trump. living
Pre-COVID,
paycheck
we
to
had the
paycheck.
lowest unemployment rate for every demographic.
But that doesn't equate. It doesn't matter that we had the lowest. He's literally saying that people aren't making enough money. Like, that doesn't equate that just because we had the lowest amount of unemployment that people weren't living paycheck to paycheck. Anybody that lives below the fucking, like, middle class line knows that even middle class people, shit, everybody's living paycheck to paycheck because of the cost of goods. So saying that fucking, yeah, well, the unemployment rate was low, so that doesn't mean, no, that's not true. That doesn't actually equate.
We have the lowest black unemployment in history, and you and I are living with the lowest unemployment in our lifetime, Sean. You can't make that up.
Every demographic, and the economy was
Black unemployment's record low under Joe Biden.
Okay. We had historic low after historic low under Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. I mean, but he's cleaned Trump's clock, Biden, in terms of the progress in job creation. Look at what he's done on jobs.
What would you grade Joe Biden's presidency? Because you're at odds with the American people and the Democratic Party.
I'm just dealing with the facts. I'm dealing with the facts.
What is your grade for
I'm going to go back. Let's talk. You brought up 6 topics.
You got to answer some questions.
I'm answering the ones in order.
And this is called a gish gallop. He's just going to keep throwing shit at him over and over again. And what Gavin Newsom needs to do here, and what he is doing here, is he's doing a good fucking job of circling back to the original questions and saying, I'm going to answer them one at a time. I'm not going to allow you to keep throwing shit at me, keep spitting hyperbole, saying like, oh, wait, hold on, now answer this question. No, go back and answer the first questions and give him a chance to do so. If you're having an honest conversation, then you should allow him the time to answer the questions.
You brought up the economy. On the economy, let's talk about the economy.
You want to give him an A?
Inflation, stubborn around the globe. Let's talk about inflation. It's down 40% since last summer, 10 months in a row, 4.9%. He was just with the UK Prime Minister at 6.9%. Is that because of Biden's
I think
Fed
Biden's
policy?
Economic and energy policies
Directly impacted the UK's inflation?
No, I am
Or the
telling
fact that France is 5.5% or Germany's at 6.1%?
You're not
on inflation, we're
He's
moving in the right
wrecked.
direction. On the issue of the border security,
We inherited 1.4% inflation. It went up to a 40-year high after 40-year high.
Globally. Because you just brought up, you were making an excuse for Trump's dismal.
Yeah, COVID. Remember COVID? Remember when you just used that excuse?
Jobs record related to COVID.
It wasn't a
but you
dismal
won't acknowledge
jobs record.
COVID's relationship to inflation globally.
Damn,
and by
son.
the way,
What's up, Steven?
Let me
and
stop you for a
immigration
second. All right.
impacting our inflation.
Let me stop you. All right, so I would assume
Dude, he's having a good time. This is like, you know that the fucking guy is giving it to him hard when he starts laughing and smiling. That's like, dude, you are getting wrecked, sir.
you're going to give Biden an A. Here's the problem that Joe Biden has.
Like, he doesn't even want him to answer his questions. He asked him questions, and he's getting his ass handed to him so fucking hard that he doesn't even want him to answer his questions. He's like, let it go. Let's just move on to a new subject.
You're arguing, you're fighting, you're battling, you're articulate. We could sit here for 3 hours,
shit.
probably have a beer. Or
I believe that's called glazing. I believe he's glazing Newsome right now.
2 in the middle of this, and you can keep going. Here's the problem. Your president can't have this conversation. He's not capable of it. Now my question.
Got to go back to the cognitive issues. That's every single time. That's the only thing they have. Only thing they have is he's old and he's got dementia. And none of that shit's even proven. I mean, I'm one of the people that on the left, I'm independent, but I lean left. I'm one of the people that make fun of Joe Biden. I make fun of Joe Biden for his cognitive abilities. I don't want an 84-year-old president. I would love to see somebody Gavin Newsom's age in there. But I do believe that we all, whether it's in humor or not, do exaggerate his cognitive collapse. Because he hasn't fallen that far. He's still obviously making decisions. He's still obviously speaking. I hear people make fun of him for, like, misspeaking and shit. I misspeak all the fucking time, and I'm 43. I can't find words sometimes, and I'm 43. All right? Maybe I have dementia too. Maybe it's just, 2 peas in a pod, whatever it is. But we definitely over-exaggerate what's going on with Joe Biden. I do too, because I think it's funny. I make jokes about it, but not everybody's making jokes. Some people clearly believe that shit because they've seen clips.
Question is a serious one.
All right.
Okay. Is Joe Biden up to the job of being president? And as a little reminder, take a look at your president in the monitor.
And there's an awful lot of
Hold on, we've got clips.
stories that are told, but probably a bunch apocryphal about the former prime minister. Like you take baths up that. Anyway.
Wandering around at 3 in the morning. Yeah, Winston Churchill.
By the way, I met with.
Okay, so here's my problem with that. Once again, do I think that he is on par with anybody else communications-wise? No, I don't, okay? Do I think that an 84-year-old man is who I want in presidents? No, I don't. I also don't want an 80-year-old, so fuck off Trump, okay? Like, but what he's doing right there, you're gonna judge that as being like some kind of crazy dementia-ridden like rant? Like, no, that's the kind of dumb shit like I've seen like old people do a million fucking times. And like I said, I've also struggled with finding words before. I've been telling stories. I talk on stream for hours. I guarantee you could pull clips of me having times where I can't fucking think of the word.
Who are those guys that fly over shortly? You heard of them, haven't you? And the cheer.
What? Oh, come on. That's a fucking joke. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Are you saying that I can't remember the Air Force, can't remember the pilots? No, that was a fucking joke. You see, this is why it's dishonest. This shit is 100% dishonest.
We cheer for Muslim athletes like Kareem
Dude, you say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all right? Once again, fuck you guys. Like, I just came from that Bill Burr show where he was like, anybody else does this shit? Like, if you saw somebody, if this was your son, your grandfather, your father, and he was up there talking, and he started stuttering and stumbling or couldn't remember a word, you'd be like, oh my God, I feel so bad for him. But if it's Joe Biden, you're like, die in a fire.
Abdul-Jabbar. I know him, and I did mispronounce his name. So,
what the
I'm trying to think.
Like, they're self-owning here. Did they think this was, like, a good idea? This is why Tucker got fired. These people are shit at their job. Hey, what's up, James? Yeah, I want a president who gets things done, too. I want a fucking president that gets shit done. That's what I want.
Where was the last place I was? It's hard to keep track. I mean, yeah, you're right, Ireland. That's where it was. EIGH%. He said, you're too much like that guy who led the revolution instead of the guy who was the prime minister. He said, you got to be less like the military guy. They shot him. God bless you all.
Yeah. What do you want me to say? Just earlier today, I sell wine. It's part of my job, right? And somebody was they had a bottle of wine, and I go, yeah, that bottle of wine. That's actually the first organic wine that was made. I believe so. Hopefully. Also, it's made by this guy. His name is Tony. Fuck, I can't remember his name. Now, I've met this guy multiple times. I know who this guy is. He's a friend of the owners of the business I work for. I couldn't remember his name. So what? I have dementia? No, I'm 43 years old.
Let's go. Lick
DJ?
the world. Let's get it done.
And then you got Joe Biden who's having a hard time standing up. Take a look at that one.
Oh my God! Once again, my wife took a spill when she was like 19. She have dementia? Is she too old at 19? Like people, like, yeah, he's old. You fucking kidding me? You mad that the man tripped? Jesus Christ, they just got mad at him that he patted King Charles on the back. These are the same fucking people, and I'll give them to this. If that was Donald Trump that patted King Charles on the back, yes, the left would 100% be like, he doesn't understand, that's so bad etiquette, that's rude, like you couldn't do that. Yeah, I get it. It's either side's going to polarize these stupid fucking instances. But a person doing things like this, like, I'm happy he patted Charles on the back. It shows fucking confidence. In fact, we should be really proud that our president doesn't look at a king and go, I'm beneath you. No. Instead, he's like, you're my buddy. You're my pal. Pat on the back. That's right. We're fucking equals. And we actually kind of kicked your guys' ass probably, a couple 100 years ago. So don't forget about that. But this, like, let's fucking play clips of Joe Biden falling down. That's proof that he shouldn't be president. Then no one should be fucking president because everybody falls down.
I want you to tell me
what
that
do you
you
wanna say
think
to that?
he is
What's up,
cognitively
Bucket?
strong enough to lead this country against China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, and a new axis of evil, and that he's the guy.
Give it to him,
He cannot
Gavin. Give it to
articulate
him,
the
Gavin.
economy the way you just did.
Yeah, but I don't think he's capable. I know he's capable. I see results. I've seen a masterclass in results the last few years. You don't see
Damn
the
right
results
you
on
have.
the CHIPS Act. You don't see the results on the infrastructure. You had Infrastructure Week every week for
CHIPS
4
Act,
years.
we're still importing them all from Taiwan, which is about to be taken over by China.
We had $4 billion proof point just here in California with Applied Materials bringing semiconductor investment back here in the state of California. My point being,
We're gonna talk about
real
your state.
results, but bipartisan results, real results, jobs programs. The IRA, I know you don't like it. I mean, hundreds of billions of dollars in green energy investment, mostly in red states. You're the biggest beneficiary of the IRA.
He raised taxes
The
on
infrastructure
oil,
bill.
gas, coal, pensions, and, quote, taxes corporations. Corporations don't pay taxes. They pass the cost on to consumers.
That's really funny because that guy works for a corporation.
That's all they do. You know that.
On the issue of energy independence, I think it was your second of the list of items.
Do you
The
think he's
third.
cognitively strong
Go
enough
back,
to be
Gavin.
I
president?
have conversations
One
with
at
him
a
all
time,
the time,
bro.
yes. And I'll tell you what.
You do.
I'm dead serious about that. I've talked to him when he's been overseas. I've been in Air Force One, Marine One. I've been in the limo with him. I've spent time with him
Okay, but
privately
you never
and
answered my
publicly.
question directly. How many times is your phone ping a day, people saying you need to get in this race because they agree with me that he's not up to the job?
That's a stupid fucking question. At the least, rephrase it. At the least, just ask the dude. Just say, hey, what do you think? Do you think that you should run because it's best for America? Just say it that way. Ask him the real fucking question. Why does it have to be such a fucking high school ass question?
Jose, I see
That's a
where
fair
I
question.
see where you're going with that.
I'm
John.
asking.
No, and I'm not answering.
Under any circumstances would you get in this primary?
No.
None.
I
you
really am
go.
proud. I think
Finally
he's a man
asked
of
it.
decency and character. I'm really proud of the president. I'm proud of what he's
Is
accomplished
he
in the last
strong
few
enough to be
years.
president? That's I'm
Strong enough.
talking
Look
about.
what he just did to McCarthy. He
Oh,
ran circles. Look at the vote card.
shit.
I didn't like
Kevin
the
just
vote.
got-
I wouldn't
mean,
have voted for it.
Exactly. Kevin got played by the president of the United States. I'm for results. I'm for results.
I think the
At the end of
American
the day-
people benefit. I like the
Dude, he just got wrecked. Oh, man. He just disrespected your boy to your face. Holy shit.
plan that would have saved $4.8 trillion. All right. Now, so we're at a point. I think you are far more articulate, far more versed, far more energetic. I have this theory that people are going to come calling because I don't think in your party they think he's the guy. No. Just my thought. Now I've got a bunch.
What do you have?
Well,
He's about to pull out his cell phone. It's like, so anyways, that whole thing about privacy, we actually did get a hold of your cell phone text messages.
look, I don't want to make this an argument. I want you to explain.
Dude, if he pulls out tweets right here, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. What is it with our media and tweets, dude? Our media loves tweets. It's like the most garbage-ass reporting. Please don't pull out tweets.
Because my argument to you is conservative policies work.
Okay.
You know, I don't care if it's Ronald Reagan. I don't care if it's Newt Gingrich's contract. I don't care if it's Donald Trump's 4 years as president.
Got it.
I believe his policies work. Peace through strength work, building up our military, building a wall, enforcing law and order, energy independence, which Biden gave up, which he didn't bring up.
Which I'm happy to do.
Yeah, he was literally about to fucking answer that. Like, this douchebag asked him a series of questions. Gavin Newsom's doing a wonderful fucking job. Like, this is a debate tactic that he's fucking doing here. This is amazing. He's actually doing a great job. He's circling back to the questions and saying, nope, I'm not going to give you the chance to say I didn't answer these questions. I'm going to answer them, and I'm going to answer them consecutively as you asked me. Now, one thing, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I'm pretty fucking sure I'm right. Hasn't every Republican president for fucking, like, since the beginning of time increased the debt ceiling? Isn't that one of the things that they claim that they're always going to not do? So when you say things like conservative policies work, isn't that kind of bullshit when you say we're not going to increase the debt ceiling or we're going to stop government spending because we're against big government, and then every fucking one of your presidents increased the debt ceiling? I don't know. I don't know. It just seems not logical to me.
Let me show you a list of corporate headquarters that are leaving your state in well,
No, let's bring it on.
Go
I
for
look
it.
forward to
Look
having
at
this
him.
conversation.
There you go.
I'm well aware.
Corporate headquarters, they're leaving. Look at San Francisco in particular. They're closing down because they can't keep their product in the store because they're getting robbed. I got another one for you. Okay. Seasonally adjusted business applications. You always bring up Florida.
Yeah.
I compared you to Florida. I think you have a higher population, if I'm not mistaken.
Dude, I was just reading about Florida today. Florida is fucked. Florida has so much shit wrong with it right now. Are you kidding me? The State Farm pulled out of California, right? State Farm just pulled everything out of Florida. State Farm pulled home insurance out of California. State Farm pulled umbrella, car, and home out of Florida. Florida's a bad fucking comparison. Their economy is really good right now, as it should be, considering you have like the fucking wealthiest people you possibly can have living all throughout Florida. But Florida's not doing real good right now.
Significantly higher population.
Why are they doing better in business formulation?
Well, we'll have to take a look at that in more
You
detail.
take a look.
I'm happy that we're looking forward. How many more of these you have? Let's go.
About 8.
Bring them on.
Bring them all on?
Bring them all on. Let's have this conversation.
Okay, let me ask you. This is a tough question for you.
I don't think it will be. Well, let's find out.
All right. So you're the first governor in history that has.
Yeah, sorry, Steven. I should clarify. I should 100% clarify on that. State Farm did not cancel, but you know why they didn't cancel anybody's insurance, right? Like, they can't. You're not allowed to do that. You have to give, I think it's something like 120 days to the person before you can cancel their insurance. So whether or not people like myself will lose their fire insurance here in California, and whether or not the people in Florida will lose their insurance is all a matter of time, right? And anyways, like, yeah, State Farm does want to make some money off of California. They do want to make some money off of Florida, but they're hedging their bets because the amount of climate change-induced natural disasters in Florida has gone so far through the fucking roof that it just doesn't make sense for them to be a part of Florida anymore. But you are 100% correct, Stephen. Thank you for correcting me. You are right. They are not writing any new policies.
Has had a net migration out of the Golden State. Go west, young man.
Yep.
I lived here by the way, I lived here 5 years.
Horace Greeley.
I was the poorest guy in Santa Barbara at the time, in the early 80s. If you look at, I want you to really look at this and explain for the years 2021 and 2022 why Florida.
So this is something I'm interested in because these are big facts for me. I want to see how Gavin Newsom comes up against this because, and I wish this motherfucker would give him a chance to answer the questions. I'd love to see him actually get to answer these questions because it feels like he's kind of just loading this and just like not letting him answer on these issues. And these are things that I actually do care about. So I'd love to hear Gavin Newsom answer these questions. Let's see if he gives us a chance to hear it.
Florida is taking in nearly 1,000 people a day, and you're losing 800 people a day.
Right.
They're leaving. Tell me why they're leaving your state.
So we'll stop at 3, or you want to do the whole?
No. We'll just answer one at a time.
18 states had declines in population. California's was 0.3%. You didn't bring up any of the red states that had decline in populations. It's an interesting fact, and I don't see it on here. An interesting omitted fact.
What's that?
Per capita, more Floridians moved to California than California's moving to Florida. That, I don't imagine, is in one of your 8 slides. Let me take another stab at this. In 2021, California had 7.8% of GDP growth in this country, one of the fastest growing economies anywhere on planet Earth. This state continues to be the tentpole of the American economy. 25.6% of all American jobs came from this state in April. In the last 2 fiscal years, we enjoyed $177.7 billion in operating surpluses. We're on our way to be the 4th largest economy, eat your heart out, Germany, in the world. Number 1 in R&D, venture capital, more scientists, researchers, more Nobel laureates, more patents emanating out of this state than any other state in America. With all due respect, Florida doesn't even come close. Eat your heart out, Texas. California continues to be the dominant economic.
Dude, and I love the pride, motherfucker. I love the pride, okay? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. Because let me tell you this, as a native Californian, as a man, hi Tamara, as a man that's lived in the state of California his entire life, in some of the worst parts of California that you can live in. I've lived in San Bernardino. I've lived in El Centro. I lived in what's known as Slab City. Nathan, you might know about Slab City down there. I've lived in Trolley, El Centro. I've lived in Yuba City. I've lived in Bakersfield. I've lived in like the shittiest parts of California. And I can tell you this right fucking now. I love California. I love everything that California stands for. And I love watching all the shit that happens in California that people cry about and bitch about and complain about just ripple across the fucking United States because they're all so far fucking behind. So I love to see the pride. That's, you know what? I think I like Gavin Newsom more now than I did fucking before I watched this. And I didn't dislike him then. I'm fucking loving this.
Engine for the American
I promised you before this interview I would let you give full answers. That's a full answer.
Thank you.
Okay. Now I'm going to challenge it.
Good.
And the challenge is this is the first time in the history of the state that you've lost population.
Yes.
The first time.
Correct.
Now, I'm going to give you another sheet.
Wait, how is that an own? Okay. That's like saying fucking the Eagles went 15 wins and then they lost. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to happen. Stocks don't just go up, right? Like it's fucking like there's downs. Everybody has a downturn. That's the first time. Is it something that should be seen? Is it something that should be looked at? Is it something that you should like, think about why it happened? 100% is why. But telling somebody that they were successful 99% of the time and then they failed 1% of the time, so, oh, you guys are kind of shit now. That's not how things work, Sean.
Here. And this is about income tax.
Right.
Your state income tax is 13.3% at the highest number. I also did more digging. The top 1% of Californians pay 50% of that total income tax bill.
Yeah.
Nearly half.
Roughly. Yeah.
That's redistribution of wealth, isn't it?
Well, it's progressive tax
All right.
policy.
Now, look at your...
Yeah, that's because we have a fuck ton of social safety nets. My child has an IEP, and I'm so fucking happy he does. Because without the programs that the state of California has provided for me and my child, we would be dealing with so much shit right now. But because of the state of California, because of the taxes that I pay, I have social safety nets that allow my child to have an IEP, which, by the way, I think every fucking kid should have. Every kid should have an individual educational plan. Every kid should be given the kind of one-on-one teaching that my kid gets. Because I'll tell you this, if we had more teachers that are fucking taken better care of, if we had more teachers that were invested in our children, we would have a better economy. So when you say, oh, the top 1% pays 50%, yeah, that's the fucking point. Yeah, that's how we roll in California.
Yours 13.3. What is Florida? What does that say? It says 0.
Well, it's factually untrue. It's not 0.
They have 0
no,
state
the
income
top
tax.
one. Well, the top 1% pay. Look, here you're promoting. Sean,
is that a lie?
No. Here's what you're promoting. You're promoting regressive tax policy. We don't believe in regressive tax policy. You're promoting one component of entire tax system, the 1%. With all due respect, you and I may pay the 1%. The vast majority of people watching don't. You pay more taxes in states like Texas for the middle class than you do in states like California.
Right now,
hold on, no, this is
we
too many.
don't
The
wanna
American
hear that.
people don't know that.
He don't like to hear that. Oh, dude. Gavin Newsom, I wish I would have watched this 4 weeks ago. I could have been having a better month. Gavin Newsom came prepared. This dude is wrecking his asshole.
We have the highest tax rate for the 1%, but middle-class families actually pay less than the majority of states in America, in California. The question is, who are you for? So who are you fighting for?
I am for.
He's for him, bro. And that's the problem with America. This dude's the problem with America. It's me, me, me. It's all selfish bullshit. The reason I love California is because, yeah, they do try to take care of the homeless. Because, yeah, they do look at people that have drug problems and say, hey, what if we rehabilitated them? What if we gave them a second chance at life? Because you know what? If people didn't give people a second chance in California, I wouldn't fucking be here. If it wasn't for food stamps, if it wasn't for welfare, if it wasn't for programs to take care of people that had mental illness, and for when I went to school, if there wasn't counselors to help me, I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for all the shit that Californians pay in taxes, I would probably be a fucking criminal.
I'm just wondering, because I have homes in Florida.
Yeah.
And
you pay a lot of property tax there. Double what you pay in California. I would think twice about that.
Except if you add the millionaire property tax that you've just put in L.A. County.
Well, that's a transfer tax, and we didn't do that. That was done locally.
Transfer tax is like $500,000.
By the way, I don't know if you can even get health insurance down in
So
Florida
you're telling me the loss of net population
18 states. We were number 10.3%.
And this number here, 13.3%. Now, every Californian
Which
also...
we've had for a decade.
Okay,
For a decade.
but
Yeah, it
right,
ain't
and you
new, bro.
supported it for a
The
decade.
public actually initiated
Okay.
it. It was supported by the public.
But the point is, Florida has 0. The net...
He's like, yeah, you dumb fucker, they voted for it. That's the difference. This is what people that are outside of California, when they shit on California, don't understand. Like, oh, yeah, good luck paying all those taxes. Yeah, guess who voted on them? We did, because we give a shit about people. Because we actually care. Because, like I said, everything that happens in California ripples across the United States of America. Because people see it, and they see that it works. And I'm not talking about population. I'm not talking about constituents. I'm talking about politicians. Politicians see that it works, and then they follow suit. Because they know if they want to run their fucking state correctly, they might want to, I don't know, follow the business model of like the 5th largest economy in the world. I hope we're still 5th. We might be 6th now.
population growth, hang on, per Florida
That's for
is
the
almost
1%.
Is almost 1,000 new
Sean,
people a day, and you're losing 800 people a day.
respect-
Wait, here's my question: is this connected to that?
No, I respect your audience too much to let them be misled on this. Your audience
this is a
doesn't
lie?
live in that rarefied. No.
This is a lie?
You're manipulating some fundamental facts. You're omitting the fact that the vast majority of people do not live in the 1%. You're talking about the 1% tax.
1% pays half of it.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm talking about the American people don't live there. And the reality is when they live in Texas versus California, middle class pay more than they do in the state of California.
Texas is higher tax than Florida, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so explain. Like he's literally telling you that you're wrong. He's saying, no, people in Texas pay more than middle class Americans, middle class Californians. So answer that fucking question. Tell him he's wrong. Tell him where he's wrong. I want to hear.
But your beef seems to be with Ron DeSantis.
No, well, man, we could talk about Abbott
the
for a good
kidnapper.
section.
We'll get into that in a little bit.
But, here's my point.
Yeah.
We've had a progressive tax, but I didn't establish the 13.
Okay, he is kind of a fucking kidnapper. You can't take illegal immigrants and stick them on a plane and then send them to another state. That is kind of kidnapping. I mean, legal definitions aside, okay? I don't know that Ron DeSantis put bags over people's heads, fucking threw zip ties around their hands and threw them in there. But when you're taking advantage of illegal immigrants who don't know what the fuck is going on and you're putting them on planes and sending them to California, that's kind of fucked up, don't you think? I'm not talking about to California. I'm talking about to the immigrants. Like, that's kind of fucked up. But, of course, they'll be better taken care of here in California anyway, so fuck it. Let's go.
0.3% that was done before I even got here. I've opposed new increases in the top 1% tax. I opposed a statewide wealth tax. I've never been a profligate Democrat. I balance budgets. We make the hard choices. I'm a business guy starting
You have a
21
deficit of
businesses.
$32 million.
Literally just happened. This is what is driving me nuts with Republicans right now, is they keep saying California is a state in debt. Like, we literally had a surplus until COVID. And you know why we don't have a surplus anymore? Because we took care of our people. Because we used that money to help Californians. Imagine that. Imagine that.
$1 billion this year.
This state, we dominate in venture capital, innovation. We have the finest system of public higher education anywhere on planet Earth. We convey more talent than any place on the planet. This state, I mean, R&D, what did Tesla just do? They moved back into the state of California. Disney's moving their jobs back from Florida in the state of California. You didn't acknowledge per capita more Floridians coming back to California than Californians going to Florida. This was anomalous. 18 states saw a decline. I love this state. Don't count us out. I've been hearing this bashing all my life.
I am not, but I have a list of all the state headquarters, and I'll scroll them on our screen, and you could take a look at them. These are all the corporations that have left your state.
And we're creating
corporate headquarters.
Check it out. He's
one
like,
after another.
I got a
There's a
scrolling
lot.
text
So
here.
what I'm pointing out
How
is,
many jobs are we creating? How many unicorn companies?
you've
How many
got-
IPOs? 3 times Florida,
Yeah.
twice the number of Texas. Don't.
Yeah. Anybody that knows sports knows this. Anybody that knows sports knows this. Big fucking names leave all the time. It ain't about the big names. It's about what you're growing in the farm system, motherfuckers. All right? So big names are always going to go somewhere else. They're always going to go where they can make more money. They're always going to go where they can get the most benefits. But guess what? If you keep growing shit in the farm system, they can go wherever the fuck they want because you're still going to be a winning team. And California is a winning team.
Don't omit all of the facts.
Okay,
That's all I'm asking.
okay, I'm
Okay,
asking you
he
not to
says
admit all the
okay.
facts. So we have all these corporations. Let me give you a list here. Here's the whole list. Tesla, Apple, Nestle,
Tesla just
Oracle.
moved their world
we're already
headquarters
seeing
from
all
R&D
this.
back
Their
here.
business headquarters out of your state.
Yeah, and how many jobs they
Here's
created
the
in
whole
the state?
list. I gave you.
And how many
here's a
jobs
copy.
left with them? How many
Would you like
jobs?
to keep it?
No, but you need to know. None. It was insignificant, inconsequential. We create more companies every single day, more billionaires.
I'm scrolling these
No
companies.
state, no, one half of America's $1 billion valued companies are in the state of California. This state economy has outperformed the nation, 3.1% in the last decade, 2.1% nationwide. I've been hearing this nonsense for half a century, literally half a century.
But they've
People
only
counting
left
us
in
out.
recent years.
How many have we created? How many new IPOs? How many new opportunities? How many jobs were taken out of the state of California when Tesla moved its headquarters? You don't know that because it was insignificant.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey,
Dude, Sean Hannity should have never made that phone call. Sean Hannity should have kept his fucking phone in his pocket because he just got his asshole torn open. That is amazing. Jesus Christ. Let's talk about the weather too. Yep, Steven, let's talk about the weather because here in California, at least in Northern California, we got beautiful weather. All day, every day, don't matter the season. It is a pretty place up here. Biden is being pushed out off time. We're about to watch a video, actually, where these guys say that Biden is being pushed out, but it's mildly insane because it's Alex Jones, and I'm gonna tell you, if you agree with why Alex Jones thinks Biden is being pushed out, I can't agree with you. If we're gonna have some sane talk about why we think Biden is the tox, then we can do that. But we're about to watch Alex Jones on the PBD, BPD, DPP, whatever this dude's name is, his podcast, and this shit is crazy. West Coast is the best coast. Tupac said that. And obviously Tupac was right because Tupac came from the East Coast. He came to the West Coast, and yeah, he didn't want to go back. Ukraine lost the war, apparently. I don't think Ukraine's ever going to win the war. See, this is another thing. Republicans keep saying this. They're like, Democrats are going to be really upset when they find out that Ukraine's going to get crushed. It's like, I don't think anybody believes that Ukraine's winning. Any logical people believe that Ukraine's winning. I think most people believe that Ukraine is doing a good job of defending itself, a better job of defending itself than any of us thought it could do. I am 100% in that wagon because I had no belief that the Ukraine would be defending itself even with our help. But as far as them losing, I don't know that the other nations in this world are going to allow them to lose, but I don't think the Ukraine wins that war on their own. So that's just my personal opinion, and I'm definitely not a general. Definitely not somebody that anybody should take an opinion from on that.
Did you see Newsome on Hannity? Did you see how he did?
I just did.
I think he did very well. I think
American Psycho, slick as hell.
I think he did. I think he did very, very well. If you're a Democrat, Newsome was 10 times more presidential than Biden was, and it's not even.
And see, this is like everybody is going to they want this so bad. They're just like, you see how he made Biden look bad? I don't think he made Biden look bad at all. I think he stood up for Biden and made his points just like most establishment Democrats do. He did a very good job of putting himself firmly behind Biden as a candidate. I think that he firmly asserted that the things that Biden has done, which are 100%. If you disagree that the CHIP Act is a bad act, I don't have any words for you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say when a guy has created 13.1 million jobs. What do you want me to say? That if that was Trump, Republicans would be so excited that he did it. You got to stop. People got to stop going down these party lines and being like, because my candidate didn't do it, it's bad. Or there's excuses for why I did it. We're Americans and Americans first. And if you can't accept that the guy's done good things, then I really can't have a conversation. Bombing pipelines, dams, and sending cluster bombs are all war crimes. As far as I know, nobody knows. And look, I am not going to play the game of isn't it suspect, isn't it shady. I'm not playing that game. I go off of facts, man. If you believe that the Ukraine bombed those pipelines, or Russia did, or the dams, whatever, if you've got information I don't, like that you got some kind of secret Ukrainian or Russian source that tells you that they know, they were there, they saw it happen. But as far as I know, no one knows who bombed those pipelines. No one knows who blew up that dam. I don't know about cluster bombs. I don't know what about. I'll look that up though. Who is Hirsch? I don't know who Hirsch is. You're gonna have to help me out with that one. You guys gotta remember, I can only watch so many videos per week. I have a real job. But if you off time, if you've got information and you want to link it to me, as long as it doesn't end in prisonplanet.com, I will take a look at it off stream, because I can't click you guys' link on stream. I've seen other content creators. I know about that track record. Okay, I ain't clicking anybody's link on stream. But if you got something, I'd love to take a look at it, because as far as I know, no one knows who bombed those pipelines. Nobody knows who bombed those dams.
Close. Okay. So for him to have the audacity to go to Fox's Best Today, which is Hannity today, not Tucker, but Fox's Best Today, Hannity, he goes and sits with them and he hangs and he pushes back with Hannity. So from your perspective, you made a comment earlier about Newsome. Is this the reason why these guys are asking the question? Are they kind of trying to corner Biden for him to step out so Newsome can go run? Is it going to be a Newsome DeSantis, Newsome Trump? What is this going to happen here?
Patrick, I'm so glad you brought that up, because I have this problem with not hitting the most obvious thing. You're absolutely right. That's it.
Okay, and I'm going to point this out right away, because obviously last time I gave this guy a really fucking hard time, not Alex Jones, but Patrick Bet David. Is that his name? I think it's his name. I gave him a really hard time when he had that discussion with David Pakman. I think David Pakman was far. Well, DJ, I'm trying to give him a chance, bro. And that's all I'm trying to explain right now is I really fucking gave this guy a hard time. He's already striking a much more congenial tone with Alex fucking Jones than he did with David Pakman. This is my problem with people. Like, if you're going to treat Alex Jones like he's some kind of professional, but you're going to treat David Pakman like he's like some kind of crazy, dishonest political commentator, I don't know how much respect I can have for you. Why would Russia blow up their own pipeline and blow up a dam under their control? Once again, off time, like I said, if we want to get into the discussion of all those things, there are reasons that anybody from both sides, Ukraine or Russia, would blow up the dam, would blow up the pipeline, but that's a much longer conversation. And if I was to have that right now, well, we wouldn't get to watch the Alex Jones video. But what I do have to say is there are people that believe that Russia has plenty of reason to blow up their own dam, to plenty of reason to blow up their own pipelines. And it's the same bullshit, whether it's the left or the right, as they said that, like, it's because they want this to happen or they want that. It's not facts. So I don't believe that Russia blew up its own pipeline. I don't believe that Russia blew up its own dam. I don't believe that I know the answer to the question, period. Therefore, I'm not willing to have that conversation without facts. Because what people oftentimes do is they say, but isn't it weird? Isn't it shady? Doesn't it seem suspect? Yeah, all of those things could be true. But if they're not facts, then it doesn't matter, because then it's just conjecture. We can all sit here and say, doesn't it seem weird? Let me just put it this way. If your wife or your husband, your significant other, is cheating on you, or you believe they're cheating on you, you better have facts to back that up. You can't just say, it seems suspect, it seems shady that they're doing these things, because if you go to them and you accuse them of cheating, you better damn sure be sure that they're cheating, because you're about to lose your fucking relationship, right? So the way I look at everything in life is that if I don't have facts to back up what I believe, then I try not to have too strong of a position. You could ask me what I think about that situation, and I would tell you what I think about the situation. But what I wouldn't do is I definitely 100% would never tell you I know that Russia did it. I would never tell you that I think Ukraine for sure did it, because it doesn't make any sense to take that stance if you don't actually have real facts to back it up. That's where I stand with that. Seymour Hersh has alleged U.S. Navy divers laid bombs that destroyed the Nord Stream. I'd be happy to look at it. Like I said, but here's the thing about that. Like, off time, like, you're saying that from your point of view, and I understand that, and I understand that that's your position. But that's not my position because I don't know whatever you know. I'm happy to look at it. I'll take a look at it. I like that you're giving me information. I like all kinds of information. But if you're asking me why I think this or that, I don't think either. I don't have an opinion on it. Not until I look at actual facts. And even if I read somebody's opinion on these things, even then, dude, there's professionals that lie. There's a fucking physicist, an astrophysicist that quit, that says there's a base on Mars that we've been doing secret alien dealings with. Do I think that's true just because he was an astrophysicist, a renowned astrophysicist? No, of course not. I need to see the fucking base, okay? And when I see the base, then that dude's right. Till I see if I don't see the base, I'm going with it's not true until I see it. So I'll look at that for sure. But let's watch Alex Jones first.
They're getting ready to take out the garbage with Biden. I think they'll probably kill him, or he'll die in his sleep, or he'll
fall down some stairs,
or be drugged or whatever, or at least be in a coma very soon. And I've got.
All right, off time. Tell me this. Tell me if you agree with Alex Jones as to why you think Biden is being pushed out. That's a determining factor here. You tell me if you believe it's what Alex Jones believes, or if you got a different opinion on why you think that Biden is being pushed out. First, let's listen to Alex Jones, though.
Very high-level sources you got people dug in the Democratic Party. Roger Stone's totally dialed in. He was on my show yesterday, and he said they're crazy enough that they're thinking, this is what Democrats are saying right now, okay? Big Mike, Michelle Obama, and then VP Newsome or Newsome. But Obama he's the real president right now, third term, elected.
We have a video.
He's now coming back out and saying, I'm involved now. So, yeah, they're getting ready to get rid of Biden. That's the only reason. Those reporters are all on a leash. None of them ever ask a question for the 2.5 years. Suddenly, they're all attacking.
Yep.
It's because they've been let off the leash because Biden was supposed to, like he said right before he won the election, remember he said, well, if I don't do what I'm told, I'll probably just develop some weird disease and resign. Remember that quote?
Yep.
He said it multiple times, letting them know, hey, I'm your man. Well, his brain was still there. Remember the deals then. But according to Roger Stone and other sources, and Roger's dead on, he talks to some of the...
And just to put this in context, off time, he's doing the same thing you're doing. You're saying Hirsch is this guy. He's saying Roger Stone is this guy. Roger Stone obviously has bias, okay? Roger Stone has 1,000,000% bias in this area, okay? Yeah, I know, off time. I know Joan Rivers made the joke. I find Michelle Obama to be attractive, so that's just my stance on that. I think Michelle Obama is a beautiful woman. I think that her intelligence is fucking off the charts. But that's me, and that's like I said. Some dudes like feet. I ain't judging them. I'm not judging dudes that like feet. That's what they're into. I find Michelle Obama to be a beautiful woman.
High-level Democrats. Jill Biden is telling him, don't leave. She likes the power, and he's told them F off. In fact, now he's not even following Obama's orders.
You think so?
Oh, no, I mean, oh yeah.
Jill's in charge.
Jill's in charge because he didn't know who he is. I mean, she literally, remember he walked out of the White House, he said, my butt's been wiped. I was told by the NYPD and Secret Service a year and a half ago when he went.
Okay, and somebody help me out because I don't watch this show. Who is the little dude? The little dude drives me crazy. This dude over here. Because he says a lot of dumb shit.
Remember he kept showing up late and changing clothes like 3 times? Mm-hmm. That when he gets mad, when he goes in these weird, because they get him on speed and a bunch of stuff to roll him out and hope it's okay, and it's not now. But when he gets mad, he
doesn't
takes
know
a big
any
dump
of
in his
this.
drawers. I'm serious, okay? You've got him saying my butt's been wiped. So that goes.
Dude, oh my God. Like, I can't keep up with Alex Jones. Like, Alex Jones is like every conspiracy theorist on crack, though. Like, he puts out, you have to give this man this. He is a professional conspiracy theorist. He can shoot out like 13 different conspiracy theories in the context of one fucking paragraph, and that's it. He just goes fucking crazy. Who takes Jones seriously, Tamara? A lot of motherfuckers do.
Alex.
He's
That's why his ass got sued. Yeah, he did say. Well, I would like to look up whether or not that was a edited video or not before I go and say that that's what he said. I did see a video where he said that shit. But that's also context driven. I keep saying this over and over again. People tend to take clips of people and be like, isn't that crazy? No, it's not crazy. You know how much dumb shit I say on a daily fucking basis? If you had a camera on me as much as you have it on Trump, as much as you have it on Biden, as much as you have it on Obama, yeah, you're going to catch people saying dumb shit. I say dumb shit all day long. I don't have dementia. I might be a little mentally unwell. That might be true. But to be fucking honest, all of these people that are like, he said this, he said that. Yeah. And you've probably said dumb shit too. All of us have.
He did say it. I saw the video.
Can we fact check?
Yeah,
so
let's see it.
Alex claimed that he said that he would develop. Biden said that he would develop some sort of cognitive disease and resign if he didn't follow the plan.
Let's see.
And here's the clip.
Let's see.
But all kidding aside,
The first
Rush
lady
Stone
to be
takes
told me
jokes
she holds them
seriously,
for
yeah.
you.
yes, she does. But not with she and Kamala have become friends.
Yeah.
But all kidding aside, it's a matter of the thing. We are simpatico on our philosophy of government and simpatico on how we want to approach these issues that we're facing. And so I don't have, and when we disagree, it'll be just like, so far it's been just like when Barack and I did. It's in private. She'll say, I think we should do A, B, C, or D. And I'll say, I like A, don't like B and C. And let's go, okay. And like I told Barack, if I reach something where there's a fundamental disagreement we have based on a moral principle, I'll develop some disease and say I have to resign.
Bingo.
We don't have.
But, dude, are you watching this off time? Can you tell me that what he just said there isn't just a stupid fucking joke? You really do. If you take that seriously, that he said that in like the context of like he really will develop a disease and disappear, like everybody makes bad fucking jokes. We put these people on pedestals and we want them to be perfect. I used to say this all the time about Trump. There's times that Trump says stuff and people take it out of context and then they're like, look, he said this shit. And I'm like, you don't need to do that. All of these guys do dumb shit on their own and don't need to be taken out of context. When you take things clearly out of context, it just makes your argument look dishonest. When a dude makes a stupid joke and it was stupid, it wasn't funny, it wasn't like, it's just like something I would say about my wife. My wife, oh, I might end up, getting poisoned or something someday. I make dumb jokes like that all the fucking time. Does everybody laugh at them? No. Sometimes they're just kind of dumb. But I say them because it's just kind of how I talk. If you think that what he said right there was clearly letting people know that the deep state's going to poison him if he doesn't do what they're told, I just got no words. I know we're going to see. Hold on. Off time. You got to wait for it. You got to wait, be patient cuz I talk a lot, okay? You got to wait for the video. They're going to play the video at one point, I'm sure, of him saying that my butt's being wiped thing because they play all these videos, right? Big money is being offered for a picture of Big Mike pregnant. Still no pic. Is she? I don't think she's pregnant. Is she? And did author? Oh no, 100%. You know why I vote? Do you want to know why I voted for Biden? Because when he was asked during a debate between him and Trump said, "Did you can go ahead and act like you're not racist. You can say that you're for black people, whatever. But you authored the 1994 crime bill, or you're one of the authors of the 1994 crime bill." What Biden said, and I've never ever heard another politician do this. He said, "Yeah, man, it was a fucking mistake." So we sit here and we say to our politicians, or we talk to each other about this. We say things like, if only our politicians would be honest. If only our politicians would admit to mistakes, the world would be a better place. But then a politician admits to a mistake, says that he did something dumb, says that the 1995 crime bill was a mistake. No one gives him any credit. I did. Because for once I saw a politician actually say, you know what? It was fucking dumb. We shouldn't have done that. It was a mistake. That guy gets my vote.
We haven't, and we discussed at length
It's your face.
our views on
pause.
Yeah,
foreign
and Alex, have you because he said this multiple times.
But look how much he's declined in 3 years.
Oh, that's
I
horrible.
mean, he's a little daughter, but he is gone.
Yeah, but he wasn't even there
It's
then.
not when milk's
Yeah,
a
he
little,
wasn't there.
you know, when milk kind of tastes a little
You're
bad,
right.
but then later it's like
I've always
cottage
gotta
cheese
turn
and
it
just,
down.
you open it, I mean, he's now a
Yeah, I always
rotting
gotta turn it
carton
down
of
a
milk.
notch.
And
for
Alex, how many
Alex.
times have you heard him say, the president of the United States, hey, I can't, I got to get out of here. They told me I can't do this, or they told me I can't say that.
No, he said, but he found that clip I forgot about. There's another one where he says,
These two need to get a room.
Look, I'm not, if I'm not doing what they want, I'll just get a disease and resign. He said it at least twice. So he said it in the current.
This is the problem with conspiracy theorists, though. Like, there's always something at the basis that if they just would glom onto that, it would actually make sense. But instead, you're taking things out of context. It's the same thing I said about Trump. Don't take shit that Trump says out of context and then use it against him. That's dishonest. Use the shit that he actually does. Use the shit that he actually says, and then we have no problem.
Context like a year ago or something. So
Rob, is this it or no?
This is the clip where
He says the white
president talks about his butt being
Go ahead.
white.
Okay,
Go
here we
ahead.
go. Here we go.
What?
Must it be reconciliation?
What must be what?
My butt's been wiped.
Pathway for citizenship.
But look at him. He smiles after that. Dude, let's watch it again. You tell me. You tell me. First of all, what is she yelling at
He
him?
says the
The
white
president talks about his butt
Go
being
ahead.
wiped.
Go ahead.
What?
Must it be reconciliation?
What must be what?
My butt's been wiped.
Pathway for citizenship.
There needs to be a pathway for citizenship.
no, it's not fake. We got about 5.
I don't. What do you want me to say to that? What do you want me to say to that? Is it weird? Of course it's weird. Does he think he's funny? Maybe. Maybe he's making a joke to the person. I don't know. In what context? Yeah, that did look altered, right? I don't know. You're going to have to help me out. If that wasn't altered, if he actually said that, I don't know. I need more context. Obviously, if a dude just shouts out, my butt's been wiped, well, yeah, I smile after I say dumb shit too. Off time, do you? Do you ever say any dumb shit off time, or are you perfect? Are you perfect? Or do you say dumb shit? Because I think everybody says something that they think is funny that other people don't find amusing. Right? Am I fucking wrong? I think that there's professionals named Bill Burr, Joe Rogan, Jim Gaffigan. I've been to see all three of those guys, by the way. That's right. That say shit that other people don't find funny, and then they smile about it afterwards. I just don't. You have to have more context for that. I don't understand what I'm supposed to get from that. But Alex Jones, I'm sure, is about to tell me.
Can we show? Wait, you nailed this. You were talking about
What did he
Obama.
actually say?
Here's-
No, guys, I don't
let's
want to
not
get
distracted. I'm asking
I don't
the
want to get
question.
the guys
Let me
in
just
trouble.
ask the question. Here's the question. The question is, Newsome, DeSantis, Newsome, Trump.
Okay, I'm going to cut PBD off here because I see you time. Bill Burr was the best show I've ever seen in my life. And like I've seen Gaffigan and I've seen Rogan. Bill Burr was fucking hilarious. And the best part about Bill Burr is he ripped everybody in the building. It didn't matter who you were. Liberal. It didn't matter if it was Republican or Trump supporter. Whatever it was, he ripped everybody. It was fucking hilarious. Once again, like the sniffing and groping children did, I think people are way too willing. This is the same thing as people calling people racist, calling people a pedophile. Like, I have a pretty fucking high bar before I'm gonna call somebody a pedophile. Okay, like I have a very high bar for that because you have to be very careful about using that. That's you need to be able to prove that shit in a court of law, in my opinion. Like, some dude comes up, sniffs the hair of my kid, we're going to have a fucking problem, okay? But that's because they're my children, and you shouldn't be coming anywhere near them in that manner. But once again, I need context, bro. I'm not going to call somebody a groper of children. They need to be put on fucking trial, buddy.
Biden, Trump, what's going to end up happening?
One of the problems with America is our ability nowadays to just straight up go, this person's racist, this person's touches children, this person does X, or this person's guilty of Y, without dude, I am pretty sure if he actually gropes a child on camera, he would be put in jail. I am pretty sure about that. And I would say I need a link to that, but I don't. I need the justice system to handle that, big guy, okay? Because I ain't going anywhere near. I ain't touching that shit with a 10-foot pole, all right? The justice system, that's their job. They need to handle that shit. Don't send me a link to that.
Happening.
Well, I mean, Trump was 5-6 points ahead of Biden until he got indicted, and now he's like 15 to 20 in scientific polls. It's a spectrum. In a bunch of national polls of Republican voters. He is 57 on the low to 72 points ahead. I mean, the whole field, Chris Christie, all of them, your governor here, DeSantis, they are getting 30, 35 points. And then Trump gets all the rest. So, and the more they indict him, like I remember when they indicted him again a few weeks ago, they go, well, the New York indictment of Alvin Bragg, that made him go up, but this time people are going to turn on him. No, he went up like 5, 10 more points after that. So I guess if they indict him like 18 more times, he'll have like 99% with Republicans. I mean, people.
But that's not a good thing. But that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing to say, that if you indict a guy 18 times, that then they'll. That's like if you said to me, if Off Time's here making it his point and he sends me, once again, I don't. Please don't send me videos. If he proved to me over and over again that yes, 100%, that this guy definitely was a child toucher, that I became more and more willing to vote for him. There's something fucking wrong with that. Okay? And there's something fucking wrong with people having a president or a former president that's being indicted on charges that are almost impossible to fight because he's literally incriminated himself over and over again. Like I said, I don't give a shit about Trump one way or another. But what I can tell you is he's a moron because he 100% incriminated himself over and over again. And if that makes you want to vote for him, once again, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. There is no getting to you.
Know that they're telling him like you got a dog, it's a sweet dog, but even if it's a Labrador Retriever, you start trying to take something away from it, it's going to tug a war with you. And they're telling you can't have Trump, and it's just the more they do it, the people are getting madder and madder. Like I want this, and it's just
he's literally explaining it in the best way possible, that these people are just like so fucking dense that they're dogs. They're practically Labradors with toys. That's the dude on your side.
Insane. So it's the unstoppable object.
Unmovable object.
Unmovable object comes into contact with the unstoppable force, and it just explodes. And so, I mean, they intend to indict him on January 6th for the electors. They're trying to cook it up. This is a 20-page article 3 days ago in Washington Post that I commanded the attack on the Capitol with Trump. Completely insane. Didn't even talk to Trump.
Alex Jones is about to be in more trouble. His ass just got out of the Sandy Hook lawsuit. He's as bad as the rest of them. He can't stop. He can't stop talking. The indictments are a joke? Okay. All right. Have you read the indictments?
For like a year before that. Tried to stop people going to the Capitol when I got there. We had a whole stage booked with the Capitol Police and everything for him on the northeast corner. And we get there, there's no police, no one. They just left us high and dry and then set us up. And now they have congressional reports that D.C. police were the ones dressed up breaking in and then getting the idiots to go in behind them.
Dude, no, they weren't. Dude, not everything's a conspiracy. Holy shit, maybe it is the drugs. I might have to change my opinion on that. Maybe we shouldn't legalize everything. Let's have coffee with it. Would be very interesting. That's why Joe Rogan loves him, dude. That's why Joe loves him, is because he's fucking off the hook. He does, like, he says so much nutty shit. We all used to have one friend that was like this. Before the internet, we didn't need Alex Jones. We all had one friend that was this guy.
I mean, congressmen have said that. Congressman has seen, they're now releasing the footage of the D.C.
Are they going to succeed? Are they going to succeed to prevent him from running?
I mean, they're succeeding in a civil war right now in Russia. I mean, yeah, the globalists hijacked the most powerful country in the world with all our ingenuity and all our money and all our power, and the world's in deep trouble. And again, it's not like I'm saying China or Russia are good either. It's just a monstrous situation. And
no, Alex Jones can't say anybody is good. Dude, I don't even know what MSM is, but I don't watch MSM. I just got done watching Fox, bro. Why do you think I watch MSM? I literally on this stream, I watched Fox News and Patrick Bet David. What makes you think that I watch MS? I don't know what MSM is. Maybe they're right too. I don't know. You got me going on a 9/11 conspiracy for a while. Everybody's got their chosen conspiracy, bro. Mine's the JFK one. I think that's like the gateway conspiracy is the JFK one. Like I'm in on that. I'm still willing to look in on that. I think it's sus.
If people don't get serious and get out of their comfort zone.
Off time, are you Alex Jones? Bro, you got a lot of conspiracy theories. Okay, you asked me if I watch only MSM. Do you only watch conspiracy theory shit?
Yeah, I think I think they're going to demonize him, indict him, indict him, indict him, indict him. And then I think they'll blow his airplane up. I really, at a gut level, believe they're going to kill Trump.
Who's this? Trump?
I believe the deep state establishment will murder him. I believe he's going to steadfast go through all this. He'll be 30 points ahead in the primaries. Nothing's going to stop him. And then they just, he dies of a heart attack because they poison him or they blow his airplane up. And I think, and Trump.
Dude, none of that's going to happen. I'll put money on it right now. Off time, you want to bet me on this? I'll put $100 on it right now, and we'll come back a year from now. I'll put $100 on it right now. Because, I'm a broke ass, so I'm a working man, bro. I ain't got a lot of money. $100 says none of this shit happens. Not a single thing that he says happens a year from now. Do I believe that the Hunter laptop is Russian disinfo? I believe that the Hunter laptop happens because I grew up with crackheads. I've seen some pictures. I don't know if those are actually from a laptop or not. Fuck if I know. But once again, I need to see the laptop, bro. Do I think it's Russian disinformation? No. Once again, see, you kind of think that I took the first COVID shot. Hold on, you're asking me a lot of questions, bro. You gotta calm down. You gotta give me one at a time. I'm not a smart dude. The Hunter laptop, in my opinion, has to be proven to be Russian disinformation if it's disinformation. If the Hunter laptop is something other than, then it has to be proven that it is. No, I don't tend to have all these crazy fucking theories on all these things. I generally wait for facts, like things to actually be proven. A lot of times in the court of law, that's where I like it to be proven. Speaking of COVID shots, I bet you I did more research into the COVID shot than you've done into any of your conspiracy theories. I bet you money on that. And I did take the first shot. I didn't need the second. I took the first shot to prove to everybody that I could and that my family would be safe, because I didn't want my family to take it before I took it. So I took it, and I'm fine. So far, doing pretty good. I can bench more than most people that I know. I bench more than all the people I know. I have better cardio at 43 years old than most 20-year-olds. I'm in better shape than pretty much anybody in my age group. Yeah, 100% I took the COVID shot. I have no problem with it. Take a look at the back of a dollar bill. So much conspiracy. Yeah. The Illuminati. Carol's saying it was Russian disinfo. I haven't read that. Off time. Once again, bro, you have to understand, if I don't read things, if I haven't seen all this stuff, I have a job, bro. I have a family. I have to do things. I don't get to sit around and look at shit on the computer. Wednesdays is when I get to do it. And I'm currently just talking to you for the most part. 51 intelligence officers came out saying it was Russian disinfo. Like I said, I'd need to look that up. You're going to need to give me some sources so that way I can check that out. You've already given me enough homework already off time. I don't have much off time.
By the way, he's talked to Roger and others and said, I'm ready to die, I'm committed, I'm going all the way. So
you think if they you're saying they're going to do that, they would have already done it? Like, why haven't they already done it?
Because that turns him into a martyr, and they'd rather assassinate the person. They saw what JFK did to him. I mean, this will be 50.
See, there's my conspiracy theory.
They're not the higher ups, and some of their smarter ones are not stupid. They're like, if we kill him, it'll cause way bigger problems down the road. Don't do it. But before they let him get in charge and prosecute them, which Trump said he will, he goes, I'm getting in. I'll be destroyed,
Thanks,
and you'll be destroyed with me, or they'll be destroyed. It's a death battle. This isn't like some cage fight with Zuckerberg. And everybody's like, oh, Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, biggest thing ever. Yeah, great. Two modern emperors, tech titans. When Rome was collapsing, they had emperors as gladiators. The movie Gladiators actually
throws so much shit
a bunch
in
of
there.
stories. That really happened. And the whole point is, while we're all watching this stupid stuff in the submarine and the gladiators, literally the president who I believe won the...
Okay, hold on, but we're watching this stupid stuff right now. Is this not part of the subs and the gladiator fights between Zuckerberg and fucking Elon? Like, is he not part of the problem by coming out and doing dumb shit like this? Like, isn't he distracting us from everything as well? I mean, aren't we all part of the problem? Apparently I am too, because I'm doing this shit. And I would totally do this as a full-time job, but I don't make any money off of it. So, October 19, 2020, when the electoral history was played on America by 51 former to use this false alarm of Russian interference. Are you talking about the Twitter files off time? I do know a little bit about the Twitter files. I did read up on that. I don't know. Like I said, once again, I don't know that it's Russian interference. You're attributing a stance to me that I don't currently hold. So that's the problem with a lot of what goes on in our culture nowadays, is that we straw man each other and we say things like I could say right now, like, you believe I'm a serpent person off time, and maybe you do, but by saying that, I'm attributing to you a stance that maybe you don't hold. So I don't do things like that because I think that that's disingenuous, and I think that it's not good for a healthy conversation. I think that attributing to people stances that they haven't said that they currently hold is a good way to make a conversation very adversarial, and I don't feel in any way that that's necessary. That's my personal opinion.
The election, you're not supposed to say that. Oh, he barely lost. Trump, now to have them put him in jail so he can't vote for him or whatever, it's just not going to fly. It's not going to happen. And
you can actually vote for Trump even if he's in prison.
so, but at the same time, you saw what Comey and others said on TV. Well, whatever we do, we got to stop him.
Yep.
He can't be allowed in because he'll put us in prison. And remember, you can pull this clip up. Biden said last December, like December 13th, as I played the clip last week on my show, he said repeatedly, Biden says we will not allow Trump to be president again. And
yeah, of course he's going to say that. Once again, this is my problem. It's just dishonest. Of course he's going to say that. That's rhetoric. Literally every presidential candidate says dumb shit like, he will never be the president. Yes, because they want to win. They want to be the president. It's all about context.
he says, will you?
Donald Trump can be voted for while in prison. There's been 2 people that have actually run for president while in prison that could it was shown that they could receive votes, because there's nothing specifically in the Constitution that says that you can't run for president from prison. It would have to be handled in the courts afterwards. So pretty much, like, if Donald Trump won while he was in prison, I 100% know that every fucking politician that was running against him would bring some kind of court case against it. There would be endless litigation. And then at that point, that's when a precedent would be set. At that point, either he would win the case, and then from that point forward, many cases would be decided, and you'd have lots of felons running for president. Or they rule against it, and a precedent is set that a president can never be both incarcerated and run for president. But I do know that at least 2 people have ran for president, including a third person, which is the Tiger King. And if you vote for the Tiger King, we have lost. We're done. I don't know what else to do about the country if you guys vote for the Tiger King.
Use whatever we have to with law enforcement and the Constitution to make sure he's not president. And he just laughs arrogantly. He's like, people are like, hey, what about Hunter? He's like, ha, ha, ha. You know, it's just,
why not,
it's
Steven?
lunacy. But time's running out. So they still have the power. They're still the executive in control. So if you're the guy with the doomsday button, you can hit it, you think you win, but you blow yourself up at the same time.
Yep.
So they've already destroyed themselves. The only question is, can they take us with them?
Alex, what do you say about some of the people that are saying the left is too calm during all this, and they're planning something, let's just say, during the election year, another pandemic is probably going to hit, which they've been warning us about that. Even the WHO, he said it.
The WHO's literal job is to warn you that another pandemic could happen. Once again, this is hyperbole. It's not. You can't say that the World Health Organization's concern for pandemics is proof of a conspiracy. My doctor tells me I might have cancer all the time if I don't do things a certain way. Is my doctor a conspiracy theorist? Is he trying to say that, like, I might, or part of a conspiracy? Sorry, not a conspiracy theorist. I would be the conspiracy theorist. He is he part of a conspiracy because he's warning me of potential health hazards? No. It's literally what he's supposed to fucking be doing. Like, once again, there's so much bad shit in this world. Like, you were talking about pedos earlier off time. There's a whole list of them. It's called Megan's List. Those are really people that did bad shit. You should want litigation to be stronger against those people. Why are we not focusing on those things? Why are we not spending our time worrying about what the Catholic Church is actually doing to children? Why are we not pressing places like Kansas, where they've made it okay for priests to take confession, or it might be Arkansas. Sorry, Kansas, if I'm wrong about this. Pretty sure it's Kansas. But priests are allowed to take confession from people that have touched children and not mandatorily report them to the police. Why aren't we working on things like that? Why don't we work on stuff that we know is happening? Why don't we work on stuff that we have facts to prove that are happening? This is what drives me nuts. We all agree on like so much of this stuff that we don't want people doing these things. We just have a clear divide over who we think is doing what. There's a clear divide. And the problem with that is one side, for the most part, believes that factually based evidence is very important in a case, and the other side thinks that everything that's shady should be in some way prosecuted. You can't do that. You can't prosecute. You wouldn't want people to do that. You wouldn't want people to prosecute you because they thought you were shady. You wouldn't want people to prosecute you because they thought you stole something when you didn't. You would want them to have factual evidence that you did these things. And we should ask for factual evidence before we make attempts at convictions of people for things that we believe they did, right? I mean, that just seems fair, in my personal opinion. Only way Democrats can win is jailing opponents. Well, that's not true. Democrats have been winning all the time. I mean, they just kick the shit out of people in the midterms because you put Herschel Walker forward as a candidate. Like, whose fault is that? Is it the Democrats' fault that Herschel Walker lost? I don't think so. I think Herschel Walker lost because he has CTE, bro. I grew up watching Herschel Walker. Alex is kind of funny to listen to. Oh, yeah. Like, he is, but he's kind of also semi-dangerous. His first time as sitting in front of his district has indicted his chief political rival in the upcoming election. Yeah, no shit, off time, because most people don't incriminate themselves over and over and over again. Look, we can agree that politicians do dumb, shady shit, but most of them don't incriminate themselves over and over and over again. You can't say that this is the first time in history it happened and act like that's like some qualifier. It's not a qualifier. It's only happening because he incriminated himself. If you've listened to the fucking tapes, if you've read the indictments, whether you like Donald Trump or not, you have to admit he incriminated himself over and over again. I'm sorry if you don't agree with that. That's on you. He's like nails on a chalkboard. Sorry, DJ. We're almost through it, buddy. Didn't Biden lose record of 80? I don't know. 85,000. I've heard somebody make that claim. Once again, I'd like to see an actual fact base. This is maybe, hey, I agree. That should be looked into, right? Off time. Can we agree on that should be looked into? The 85,000 children at the border should be looked into? I can agree with that. Still waiting on evidence that Trump is a criminal. I'm waiting on it too. I know that the Espionage Act, as it is from 1917, as it is worded, if you are showing top secret documents, regardless of whether or not you declassified them or not, if you show somebody a top secret document, yes, you are a criminal. So the evidence, because once again, we go off of facts, we don't go off of hearsay, the evidence that is presented in his indictment will determine whether or not he's a criminal. As the facts lay now in the indictment, as the evidence is presented, it looks as though it may be true, but he has the right to a fair trial, just like everybody else does. And he can't even claim that this isn't a fair trial. He has the judge that he wants in the county that he wants. I don't know how much better it could be for him. This is like 70%. All he needs is one juror to find him not guilty. If one juror finds him not guilty on any of those accounts, that account is thrown out. Do you know what the Espionage Act? Do you know what it is? Have you read it? Because I have. I actually know what it is. If you know, if you want to debate something that I know something about, this is one you're not going to win, my friend. But for sure, feel free. Hammer away, my friend.
Biden said, and you can find that, Rob, and I quote, there's going to be a second pandemic. It's like he's a psychic. There's an internet apocalypse they're talking about, or even like a staged
The
alien
internet
invasion.
apocalypse.
Do you feel like something?
Well, you just said it. Other than that's a great question. How do they stop Trump?
Yep.
He dies in his sleep as they poison him, or he naturally dies, which I don't think will happen. The guy's strong as a horse. That Scottish, German blood he's got going there. And then, so there's that. And absolutely, a stock market crash, an EMP that knocks out the power for a few months. Oh, we can't have it right now. Another virus through the mail-in thing.
Keep us home.
In fact, the UN says imminent virus coming. I think, there's a lot of.
Hey, off time. Do you know how many federal cases are? Did you know how many federal cases are won by federal prosecutors? How many indictments are won? It's 97.5%. You know why they win that many? Because they don't take people to trial unless they know they can win. And to be honest with you, it's actually a really good thing, because as a taxpayer, I don't want my money being wasted. I don't want it being wasted on trials you can't win. If you're going to just do it for like political theater and shit like that, then fuck that. I don't want that. I want my taxpayer dollars being spent the way it should be. Federal prosecutors win 97.5% of the time because they take people to court when they know that they can win the case. So I'm all about it. Dr. Jones. It was used by Woodrow Wilson to stifle the anti-war movement. Once again, that's opinion-based. It's opinion-based. I want facts, man. Give me facts. Obama used the Espionage Act more than all. What do you mean by that? What do you mean that Obama used the Espionage Act? No, it clearly says in the Espionage Act that you cannot show top secret documents to anybody regarding nuclear, payloads, efficacy, location. You can't show people military engagement documents. You can't show other countries' abilities to defend themselves. All of that is clearly spelled out in the Espionage Act. That's whether or not you believe it's meant for that or not. If you're like a federal prosecutor off time, I'm 100% on your side. You know more about it than I do. But if you're not, bud, nope. Sorry. The Obama administration has used the Espionage Act to go after whistleblowers who leaked to journalists more than all previous administration. He used it to stop people from leaking it, because if he's using it to stop people from leaking stuff and he's legitimately doing it in the correct manner, then he should be doing that. See, what you're doing here is you're saying, well, what about? If you're going to say what about, but you have to have a firm what about. It can't, and even then, I would 100% tell you that if Obama used it incorrectly, then he should also be prosecuted. See, this is a thing that all people, Espionage Act not for presidents. No, it's not for presidents. It's for everybody. The Espionage Act is for everybody. Do you think that the president of the United States in some way is better than everybody else? Because he's not. He is a citizen of the United States of America, just like everybody else. We would never want the president of the United States to be better than everybody else. That would be insane. That would be like having a king. That would be, once again, going back to Britain. No, we don't want a king. We want our president to be held accountable just like us. Just like I just said. A great exercise to do is to say to yourself, if I remove Trump from this instance and I put Obama's name in it instead, would I be upset? Yes. If you put Obama in a tape talking to people about top secret documents and how cool they are, I'd be pissed. Because I don't give a shit who it is, whether it's Obama or it's Trump or it's Hillary or if it's actually somebody that I like. It doesn't matter. If it's Gavin Newsom, I just got done watching him. I like Gavin Newsom now. If you fucking put Gavin Newsom's name in there, fuck him. No. You can't put the American military, their lives at stake because you think it's cool to show a journalist the plans. Like, that's not in any way okay. Why do we have separations of powers? Yeah, we have separations of powers to have checks and balances in the United States government. Why do you think we have separations of power? He's a messiah. Yeah, exactly. This is the problem. Espionage. I still don't understand Espionage Act not for presidents. It's for everybody. What do you think? Do you think that a president should be able to declassify nuclear secrets and then show them to anybody that he wants to see? Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think he should be able to take troop movements where literal American soldiers their lives are put at risk, and he should be able to show that to anybody he wants to because he's the president? Let me put it this way. Do you think Obama should be allowed to do any of those things? This will be. Didn't he just lose his case against E. Jean Carroll? Oh wait. That was rigged, right? Everything that Donald Trump loses, like the last election, it's all rigged. Everything that he loses is rigged, and every time he wins, he's proving that it was honestly right? Like it's like all the Republicans, like, you know, it's like if they lose, then it was rigged, but if they win, somehow it wasn't rigged. Right? Yeah, presidents can, you are correct. They can declassify whatever they want, but they have to do it while they're president. And they also have to go through the correct channels when it comes to certain information. When there are nuclear fucking facts involved, if there's nuclear payloads, if there's nuclear efficacy, if there's stored in location of nuclear, you have to go to the Department of Energy, even if you're the president. Do you know who wrote that into it? President fucking Obama. Look up the act. Look it up. It's that easy. Okay, now we're on the Department of Justice has been weaponized. All the Republicans in the Department of Justice also have been weaponized. Dude, we can do this all day, bro. We can do this all day. I love conspiracies. It's actually amazing. Hold on, though. Let's watch the Alex Jones video. I'm trying to get people to watch this stuff. Do I think he got 81 million votes? That's what the fucking vote count said. What information do you have that I don't? Hold on, let's watch the video. Let's watch the video.
I'm telling you, these indictments aren't working.
They're not.
So you're saying, based on what you're saying it's still going to be Newsome
DJ.
Trump.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Like,
Newsom's
next year.
Newsom's the serious candidate, and who they now admit. You can see him getting out of deep freeze, rolling him out, getting him ready. But they're thinking about the wild card.
I like that he refers to Newsome as coming out of the deep freeze, like it's Star Wars.
Obama has warmed to Newsome, and right now there's discussions.
I didn't see the FBI today. You
There's
can help me out with
discussions
that one.
of Michelle Obama as the president and Newsome, or should it be Newsome president, Michelle Obama vice president?
That would be, by the way, that's going to be tough to beat.
It's a powerhouse.
That's going to be tough to beat. So, what do you think
They're
about
both incredible men.
What are your thoughts on DeSantis?
Alex, can I just?
I'm just joking. Joan Rivers made a joke about it too.
She
Oh, there you
did.
go.
Like 2 weeks
There's
later.
the Joan
What do you think
Rivers
about
reference.
DeSantis? What are your thoughts on DeSantis?
I think DeSantis, when he was running his own show 6 months ago, was heartfelt, doing great things, standing up to stuff, really doing a great job for Florida. Then he started getting with Republican strategist Karl Rove and Jeb Bush, and they're now advising him. Now he's following a script. And
No. Let's go ahead and clarify what he means. He liked DeSantis before DeSantis came out against Trump. That's what let's clarify. He liked DeSantis before he came out against Trump, because that's what everybody has said. Everybody that was for DeSantis 6 months ago, the only reason they're saying they don't like DeSantis now is because he's came out and said that he's going to run against Trump. Once again, it's not about who is running against who. It's about the best fucking candidate. That's what we want, is the best candidate. We want the person that's going to make America the best country that it possibly can be. I don't give a shit who it is. I just want a person that is logical and sane and capable of actual leadership. No chance Biden will make it to 2024. We're going to watch a video about that too. We're going to see. Joan Rivers is a demon and smells of sulfur. Who do I think the Democrat? What do you mean if Biden doesn't make it? Because obviously I think Biden's going to be the Democratic nominee because, like I said, only 2 incumbents ever have ever had a debate. So, of course, I think that Biden's going to vote because I don't think most people pay attention to politics. I think most people vote off of what they see. So, if you're not paying attention to politics, you're going to see Biden all the time. That's who the Democratic candidate is. If it were to go to 2024 without Biden, Michelle Obama has already 100% said she doesn't want to be the president of the United States. So I don't know where people get this. I think Gavin Newsom would be a great candidate. Do I think that he'll be the candidate? I think RFK has a chance, even though I don't like RFK. And I don't mean that personally. I think he's a nice person. I don't know that I'll agree with all his policies. I'm generally a single issue voter, and I'm a pro-choice person on almost everything. I don't know. I don't know who would be the nominee. I'd have to look more into it. No chance Biden will make it. I look at DeSantis as a mini Trump. I like DeSantis for I knew he was a Bush crony. See, everybody says that. You guys all have a reason. I like DeSantis until X. Come on, man. Just admit it. He came out. He said he was going to run against your boy, and you were like, fuck that guy. It's okay. Be honest. I can fucking, like, I can take you guys being honest. I can't take it when you guys aren't honest, okay? Just say he was running against your dude, and you're like, fuck that. That's my boy. That's my boy, okay? I fucking stand up for your dude, and I'm okay with that. But coming out and saying that, like, you're mad because of X, like, come on. Come on. RFK. I'm pretty sure RFK is the right one. Dude, I fuck that up all the time. Michelle Obama wrote a book titled Becoming Michelle. Yeah, because, dude, come on. Come on. Once again, you're taking shit out of context. Becoming Michelle. Yeah, she's saying becoming her. Obviously, like, dude, come on. You guys are so disingenuous. Like I said, just be honest. I shit on people on the left for being disingenuous when it comes to Trump. I'm going to shit on you guys for being disingenuous when you come to other things too. Stop taking shit out of context. Stop making shit up or saying shit like it seems shady. Like, use real facts. Real facts. And also say that Trump's your boy.
And he's not being authentic. And as soon as they indicted
I love
Trump,
you guys,
Trump went,
just so you
30
know. I
points
love
ahead
you
of him.
guys.
So, I mean, DeSantis needs to know he's being kamikazed into Trump, and that the system knows he's not going to beat him. And they're not going to let DeSantis have it either. And so DeSantis needs to understand that he should get behind Trump.
See, this is what everybody
says.
says.
Trump's not perfect, but now that they're trying to take my right to vote for him, and the fact that he's got such balls in doing this, I would be a coward because they'd come after me because of the support. I've been told, stop supporting Trump and all your problems will stop. I mean, I've been told that in mediations, okay? Not supposed to talk about that, but I mean, it's literally, stop this, back off, and we'll leave you.
This is what I'm saying. He literally says he's not supposed to talk about it because he's in mediation. And then he keeps talking about it. This is the Andrew Tate, Donald Trump, Alex Jones effect. Look, man, if you did some shit or you're in the middle of a fucking investigation, don't talk about it. Cause he's sweating, dude. Alex Jones is a big boy, dude. He sweats a lot. You can't vote for Trump. You plan to vote for RFK? All right, off time. I will 100%. If you're being honest, I will 100% say that I am wrong. My bad. If RFK is your boy, then that's your boy. I fall in line and worship Trump like a good Republican. Damn it, DJ.
Alone or you're done. I'm like, hey, at a certain point, I can't just roll over and be a coward. So you've made me be all in for Trump. I mean, I just can't do it as a man. I can't be told, you know. I mean, down in Texas where the mafia never did too well, because you tell them to come tell about somebody there, I'm going to take over your business, guy just pulls a gun out, you know, and shoot you. You may send more guys get me later, that's great. My kin folks are coming for you. So I just can't. It's not even like a macho thing. I can't be pushed around. I'm gonna die then.
Okay, but that's a really stupid reason for anything. If your reason for doing anything is, I'm just not gonna be a bitch, then dude, that's not, you're voting for the leader of the fucking, almost, I'm not gonna call it the free world, because we've fallen down a couple notches, okay? I think we got some work to do. But you are the leader of one of the greatest countries in the world. I'm not voting for somebody because I feel like I'm a bitch if I don't do it. No, I'm going to vote for the person that most makes sense, because you should do that. You should, if you're in a small company and you get to pick the leader, you don't fucking pick the guy that you're like, I just don't want anybody, if anybody thinks I'm going to be a bitch, I'm going to vote for him. No, you want to vote for the dude that is going to do the best job because you're directly correlating your success with theirs. That's what's so important about being in small groups, is when you're in small groups, you recognize that putting the dumbass in charge is actually a really fucking bad idea. But when you extrapolate that out into a much bigger position like the United States of America, where you have obviously 81 million people voting for one person and 80 million people voting for the other person, then you kind of start to think like, oh, well, it doesn't affect me as much, or I like this guy, or I'm just going to take a stand because ... That's a dumb reason to vote for a person. You should actually have an honest reason for voting for a person. Even what you're saying there, oftentimes you're saying that falling in line for 81 millions. I told you why I voted for Biden. I have reasons for why I voted for Biden. I chose to vote for Biden because of his policies. I chose to vote for Biden because he's pro-choice. I chose to vote for Biden because he said, I made a mistake when I helped author the 1994 crime bill. That's not falling in line, my friend. That's called making an actual intelligent choice. And this is something I tell my employees all the time. You can make a mistake, but you have to be able to explain to me what your thinking was when you made that mistake. If you can tell me when I come up and you say, hey, I over-ordered this product, and I say, okay, why did you do it? You go, okay, well, July 4th was coming. I thought it was going to be a bigger weekend. I thought that we'd have more customers. The weather ended up being hot. It actually made less customers come to the store. Okay, good. All right, you were thinking. That's the important part. But if I come to you and I say, why did you buy all that stuff? And you go, I don't know. That's just how much I buy every time. We got a problem. You have to have legitimate reasons for why you voted. Yeah, not only Biden off time, but almost every Democrat votes for war. I hate war is one of the things that I gave Trump. One of the things that I gave Trump was that he was anti-war for the most part. He had a couple things there that were kind of shady. But I give him credit for being anti-war. Every Democrat votes for war, and almost every Republican votes for war because it makes money. I'm not into war. I don't like it. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think we should be policing the world. But once again, you might not believe that because you probably think I'm 100% on the left. Biden been in politics since 1973. I don't know that he has the worst record, dude. See, that's a little bit of hyperbole there off time. See, you're exaggerating. I guarantee he doesn't have the worst record. He might have a bad record. But are you telling me George Santos? Dude, he's been in politics for like 3 months. And he's already outdoing like everybody as far as the worst record goes.
Okay, but the point is, you're going to die too. At a certain point, these guys got to figure out, you'll fire your musket, but I'll run you through. The Iron Maiden's, first opening line of the trooper. You'll fire your musket, but I'll run you through. So
did you just
Alex,
quote Iron Maiden?
Let me kind of bring this in for a second. You've made some opinions, some claims, some thoughts, some jokes, some hyperbole.
Well, the problem with that off time is he has accomplished a bunch of stuff as a president. I mean, they just talked about all the different things that he's done. The CHIPS Act, the 13.1 billion, the lowest unemployment rate. Like, there's plenty of things that I'm not a huge Biden guy, but there's plenty of stuff he's done. Like I said, I give Trump credit for the things he did, and I give Biden credit for the things he's done. The difference between me and probably yourself is that I'm not going to sit here and just say everybody is bad. I don't believe every politician is bad. I don't believe every FBI person is corrupt. Like, if you have that opinion, then why do you want to be an American? Why do you want to even live in this country if everything that you believe is a conspiracy? If you believe everybody is out to get everybody, if you believe that all politicians are these bad people, all FBI agents are corrupt, then why do you live here? Why do you want to be here? That doesn't make any sense at all. See, I like being here because I actually believe that America is an amazing place to live. I believe that regardless of the faults of our leaders, that we actually live in an amazing country that has given everybody so many good things. And I live in the greatest state in America because I love California. I think all of the social safety net programs that we have, like I said, some of them that I've benefited from, I wouldn't be here without, are amazing. I think that the fact that we have one of the greatest democracies in the world is amazing. I think that our our justice system has faults and flaws that need to be worked on, but they're being worked on. I think that the problem with people like yourself that think everything is so bad and every politician is so corrupt and so terrible is that if you have that attitude, then there's nowhere to go from there. Then you're just going to live inside your house like worrying about all the crazy shit that could happen. I'm very optimistic about the future of America because I've been on this earth 43 years in the United States of America, and I've watched America go through some really bad times, and I've seen America stick together during some really bad times, and I do believe that America will get through this too. So that's just the difference in our opinions. It's pretty aight. I love California. Rain in blood, Fatty. What's up, Fatty? I didn't see you, buddy. What's going on? You missed the first one I was watching there. That Newsome Hannity, dude. Newsome tore him apart. That wasn't even close. George Santos is too busy finding a cure for cancer to be the worst. Dude, will you guys vote for me if I just tell a bunch of fucking lies? I mean, I'm not really into that shit. I don't even think I want to be a politician, but I mean, you guys, I told you guys gotta help me get a half yacht. We were gonna buy an RV. Remember when we talked about that, guys? Remember when we talked about buying an RV and travel the country? I was gonna be like the king of QAnon, maybe marry the queen of QAnon. Like, that never happened. I just want you guys to know that.
All that. My opinion, and then I'm going to ask it too. I don't think Barack Obama is running the country right now. My opinion. Well,
this is the only same
Michelle
dude
Obama
on here.
Is a man.
Half
I don't
yacht.
think she was ever a man. My opinion. I don't think Gavin Newsom is going to be that dude that's running. He has done nothing but endorse Biden.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going somewhere with this, right? At the same time, I don't think they're going to kill Trump. I think he's going to be that dude on stage. I think he's going to probably be the nominee. We'll see what happens with DeSantis. We'll see what happens. I don't think he's going to kill in his sleep. I'm just, you know how you say sometimes you just got to face reality and see what's in front of your face. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a Biden-Trump presidential debate.
I agree
and then
with
here's
this
my
dude.
question. Don't
I agree
you
with
want
this
that? Don't you?
Yes,
want-
I'd rather that be entertaining.
Okay,
too.
that's my freaking point. Don't you want that? If Biden is as nuts, lost, delusional as people say, don't you want Trump to expose that on a national stage and prove everybody right?
But of course, but I don't. And they make it as a sick joke. Let him debate a vegetable, and then still steal it from him.
No, because they're going to debate, and then the world is going to see whether or
F
not
him!
Biden is
What's up,
competent or not.
buddy?
Because you can say whatever you want about Trump, he hasn't lost
dude.
a step.
Hope you
he
doing
still
good,
has
bro.
energy. He's still there.
Yep.
Whether you think he's a criminal,
I'm gonna
or you
listen
think
to the
he's a
new
hero
video.
or a
Don't
deity,
worry. I'm gonna get on
he hasn't
that.
lost a step. Biden clearly has. But don't you want that? Don't you want that basically that rematch to basically?
I 100% would
receive it?
rather
Don't
them
you
not.
want?
Well, let me just tell you this, and I said this before it came out, and he said it on Joe Rogan's show that he's afraid the CIA will kill him, and they killed his dad and his uncle. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doesn't want to give speeches out in the public now because he knows that's real. And let me tell you, Trump knows there's plans to kill him. And if they can get some crazy to do it, and plausible deniability, they will. And they shot Ronald Reagan and
Alex
Hinckley
Jones
Jr.
just
was
thinks
having dinner
everybody's
with-
got somebody
with the
out to kill
Bushes
them.
in Colorado 3 days before. I mean, this is serious. Look at Denver Post.
Nice, buddy.
So this is
Rob, look it up. Did you hear what he said?
What was it, Denver Post?
Hinckley Jr.
well, it was Hinckley's brother and dad were having dinner, but he was also best friends with the Bushes, CIA. Hinckley's having dinner with Bush's week of Reagan being shot. Anyways, they let him out of prison recently. What I'm getting at here is that this is from real politicos. This is from Roger Stone.
He's not a
The guy
politico.
got Trump to run, okay? And what I'm telling you is that they say you see all these puff pieces about Michelle Obama and Gavin Newsom and the rest of it. Biden could die at any time. I mean, he could just fall over. So I'm telling what real people are telling me. It doesn't mean they're totally right. Okay? And as for Michelle Obama, of course Michelle Obama is a beautiful woman. and of course, no, I'm serious when I say this. Of course, Joan Rivers was just joking. Have you seen the Joan Rivers clip?
Joan Rivers
course,
said it, and then she died, 2 weeks later?
Because she was fucking 88 years old.
Yeah.
Relax.
Well, the
Like,
timing is perfect.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like saying things like, "Fucking Michelle Obama had Joan Rivers killed." Come on, guys. Like, dude, Joan Rivers was old as fuck. You can't say Biden could die at any moment and then be like, Joan Rivers was killed. Joan Rivers was literally older than Joe Biden and possibly in worse shape, okay? This is what drives me nuts about these types of things, is if you're going to be on one side or the other, just be consistent at least. At least be consistent. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. Yeah. No, if I was any of the Kennedys, I could be like, dying in a medical procedure as an old person is not uncommon oftentimes. Do you know that? Like, that's like a million times right. Yeah. If you're old, Like, literally, there's a point where you're so old that they won't give you certain life-saving medical procedures because you could die during the procedure. There's nothing weird about that. Like, it has to be weird, damn it. Like, you guys want to hit me up with some crazy conspiracies that you can prove are true, I'm good with that shit. I told you I want to see fucking aliens. I told you I want magic to be real. I know this is probably your first time off time, so you don't know that I've asked for these things. But I want this shit to happen. I want to see the aliens. But you fuckers never show me the aliens. Okay? So work on that, and then we can have a better conversation about this. River died 8 years ago. She would have been 96 right now. No shit. Okay, I got the George Santos versus Mike Lindell. George Santos, are we talking UFC? Dude, on the undercard of Zuck versus Elon, Mike Lindell, who needs money. I don't know if you guys just saw that today, but they're liquidating a lot of their shit right now. You guys could probably get a sweet-ass MyPillow. I don't know if those pillows are good or not. You guys tell me. Anybody that has a MyPillow, let me know. Get out there. Let me know. Are they good or not? Because if they're good or not, it's going to determine whether or not I'm willing to buy them on like a Prime Day sale, because they're liquidating all their assets right now. Difference between conspiracy and fact is about 6 months. Yeah, sometimes it stays conspiracy for fucking 40 years. I mean, that's kind of legitimately, it could be factual. Not my praise, but I take diaper Don Eagles. Respect the office, motherfucker. The waffle blanket is pretty good. Is that a MyPillow creation? We're never gonna get through this video. I like what this guy's doing though. It's just chopped up foam. I have fucking 3 bean bags that are made out of chopped up foam. Are you telling me that I have MyPillow bean bags? They're sweet. They're like 6 foot. They're fucking 6 feet in diameter. I have huge bean bags. Huge bean bags.
Perfect.
Okay.
Timing is perfect. But can I say one thing?
Okay,
though?
Alex Jones, you've
Don't
been
let
called
that
a
guy say
conspiracy
anything.
theorist. Meet your master right there. Meet your master
I'll
right
take
there.
it. Well, you just said that
Yeah.
Obama. You don't think Obama's running the country? This was Obama on Stephen Colbert, the leftist hack show, 2 years ago. Can you play what he said about the presidency? Go ahead, Rob.
What you know now.
Steven, you're not too old, bro. I'm gonna be getting a colonoscopy in 3 months too, bro. So we're gonna be getting that done together probably. Full pause.
Do you wish like you had a third term?
Be right back. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I used to say,
Alex Jones always got to pee.
you know what? If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking, and Sarah.
Come on, man. It's on a fucking comedy show. This is what I'm talking about. Come on, guys. Like, it's funny as fuck. Aren't you guys the side that's like, we can't make jokes anymore? Aren't you guys the side that says, like, we can't make anything funny anymore? Like, I love comedy. I just went to Bill Burr. Like I said, I've seen the fucking greats. Okay? Joe Rogan, Jim Gaffigan, Bill Burr. I, hit the entire spectrum of comedy with those 3. Okay? Like, that shit's funny. It's so fucking hilarious, and instead we're gonna turn this into a conspiracy. You guys are ruining shit too, just so you know, okay?
ceremony. I'd be fine with that.
I'd be totally fine with it.
Vinny, as a comedian, as a professional comedian, the #1 Assyrian comedian in the world, you have the ability to decipher satire, joking.
Yeah.
Do you think he was actually coming out and saying, yes, this is my third term?
Come
on. Yeah, come on.
I think there's a little truth in everything, especially as a comedian.
Oh, my God.
But let's just be honest with each other. Do you actually think that Joe Biden right now is actually making the decisions and tweeting and doing everything that he's doing? Be honest with me.
I think he has a team around him that is helping him make the decisions.
Yeah.
Okay, making
Like
decisions.
every
Have
president
you ever heard in
ever.
your life a president say, "Oh, I can't do this because they told me that I can't speak, or they told me I can't do this.
Show me
I'm
the
going to get in
quote."
trouble."
Yeah, show
He'll
me the quote.
Rob, could you show? Could you
Look,
show?
do I think that Biden is a strong president?
No.
Do I think he's all there? No.
No, not strong. Is he making any decisions?
No, but when you say, wouldn't you like? Of course I'd like to see that.
Could you find that?
I'm just telling you, they are. Why do you think they've. Here's the key. It's just what.
Alex Jones comes back from his bathroom break and just starts talking about the same shit he was talking about when he left.
Patrick said earlier. Why do you think they're allowing everybody to attack Biden now when they covered it all up before? Because now they want him to step down. The Democrat system is telling him step down.
Yeah, I don't doubt
create all this
that. I don't doubt that.
energy and about who it's going to be. They're telling him to
Well,
go.
we're going to find out if he actually is the nominee, because then that will be the inaccurate.
I mean,
at that point.
just so you know, and I'm
Yeah,
not bragging.
exactly.
You guys have dinner with high-powered people and talk to everybody too, okay?
We have dinner with guys like you, too.
No, but what I'm saying is this is directly from inside the Trump camp at the highest levels and directly from inside the Democratic Party. So they do not want Biden. They are seriously talking about this.
As they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His approval
I'm not
ratings-
saying I'm not making a
Yeah.
prediction. I'm not making a prediction. I'm saying they don't like what's going on. So what do
Nobody
you
does, Alex. Of course, his approval ratings are in the doghouse. He's 80 fucking something years old.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't want him to run.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's making the decision to run.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one,
That was the best PBD show so far because he didn't say a goddamn thing. I think I've found my sweet spot for watching Patrick Bet David. I can watch his shows when he doesn't talk. Good job, Patrick. All right, buddy. Good job. You did a great job of just sitting there and letting the crazy people talk. All right, guys, it's time for time to get a little bit of a cleanser because we just watched. Woo! Holy shit! Did we just watch that? Okay, time for a cleanser. Off time, if you're still there, I appreciate you, bro. You gave me something to talk about, and I really appreciate that. So let's talk a little bit about orcas and apparently sea otters. Oh no, Roseanne's next, but we need a cleanser. We can't go straight from Alex Jones to Roseanne. Okay, I do not have the mental capabilities to go straight from Alex Jones to Roseanne. So first, here's a heartwarming story, a story for the people. My people.
The warning
in California.
is going out about an aggressive sea otter on the coast of California. Can you believe this? This scary encounter was captured in Santa Cruz. Look at that, a surfer having to give up his surfboard after an otter bit it and then hopped on. Yikes. U.S. Fish and Wildlife says they've been tracking this same otter for nearly 1 year after reports of an attack last September. They say
they've been tracking this otter for a year. You guys are worried about the government following you and looking at your phone and looking through your camera? No, what is the government doing? They're tracking a otter that has anger issues, okay? So you guys can go ahead and just let it go. It's all good. But first of all, what the fuck did you guys do to that otter, okay? Yeah, that otter is pissed, okay?
aggressive behavior may be associated with hormonal surges or being fed by humans. Right now, they're working to capture the otter.
I like the mug shot. Oh, it's in Santa Cruz? Dude, I'm going down there. I'm heading down there next week, folks. Maybe I'll meet the aggressive otter.
And rehome her.
No shit, F him? Dude, that's badass. Dude, you got to get me a poster. The big walrus? No, I didn't know. 1.5 million to the otter investigation.
Because of safety risks.
Yeah, sea otters are quite big, quite large. I've seen a few of them in California.
All right, and I'm trying to prove a point here, guys. I'm going somewhere with this, all right? How many of you guys have watched The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I know that most of you are my age or older. So how many of you guys have watched The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Because if you have, you know where I'm going with this. We got orcas smashing up yachts. We got otters kicking little kids' asses and taking their surfboards. I'm going this right now. This is what's going on. This right here. And apparently also I didn't know about the walrus, but okay, here we go.
Their own means. The last ever dolphin message was misinterpreted as a surprisingly sophisticated attempt to do a double backward somersault through a hoop while whistling the Star-Spangled Banner.
I might get
but
a
in
warning
fact,
right
the message
here.
was this: so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Tell me the Dolphins ain't about to fucking leave, dude. They've seen it. They see who we're voting for. They know what the fuck's going on with the world. The Dolphins are about to leave.
So long and thanks for all the fish. So sad that it should come to this. We tried to warn you all, but oh dear, you may not share our intellect, which might explain your disrespect for all the natural wonders that grow around you. So long, and thanks for all of this.
That's right.
The world's about to be destroyed. There's no point getting all annoyed.
Lie back and let the planet dissolve around you. Despite those nets of tuna feet, we thought that most of you were sweet, especially tiny tots and your pregnant women. So long, so long, so long, so long, so long.
So long, so long, so long, so long, so long.
So long, so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Yeah, man.
If I had
Oh, shit, we still going.
one last wish, I would like a tasty fish.
If we could just change one thing, we would all have learned to sing.
Good shit. Okay. Ah. I feel cleansed. Do you guys feel cleansed? I feel better. I've gotten the bad juju out. I hope that off time made it long enough to see that this isn't just a channel where I debate conspiracy theorists about stuff. I'm here to tell you guys that the world is probably ending and the sea folk know. Okay? They're getting out of here. They're packing their bags, they're taking their fish, and they're getting the fuck out of here before the world burns down. I know I just said that I'm an optimist, but I'm watching the fish, I'm watching the orcas, I'm watching the sea otters, and it looks as though they're kind of upset right now. We should probably get our shit together and start packing our bags. Just saying. All right. There's a BBC version? Okay, I can't even say, okay. F him. There's two ways that I can take that quote, okay? When we talk about BBC nowadays, there's a couple different ways we can take that. If you haven't heard Bruce Nelson, oh, I love Bruce Nelson, Bucket. Bruce Nelson is one of the coolest, nicest fucking people. He is genuinely a good person. Aren't we trying to get to Mars? No, okay, have I told you guys my thing about the Mars thing? So people, like a lot of people, like some of my buddies, like get really upset when I talk about the Mars thing because they're like, it's never going to fucking happen. It's never going to happen. Like, it's a waste of taxpayers' money, all this stuff. First of all, no, it isn't. We're not paying for it. Elon's paying for it, okay? I understand that some of government money went into funding it. I get that some of our money's going in there, okay? I'm saying this. There's too many human beings on this earth right now. Some of us have to go. I don't care what your theory, what your religion is, whatever it is, like 25% of you motherfuckers have to go, okay? And all I'm saying is that if you want to go to Mars, I fully support it as long as you wear a GoPro. You have to wear a GoPro because I am so down to watch season 1 of Mars Pioneers, okay? I mean, that's all we're going to get is probably one season. I don't think it's going to make it much further than that. But I am totally down to watch that TV show. And also from the Earth, which at that point would be depopulated hopefully by about 25%, which means more realty, more realty, okay? Housing prices for all of you guys. I own my own home now, but if you don't own a home, housing prices are going to plummet, okay? That means that there's going to be a lot to buy up, guys, all right? We need to be in full support of the Mars Act. And I think that's what I'm going to already start running on. I think I might actually be involving myself in politics just specifically to run on the 25% of you motherfuckers need to go to Mars. That's going to be what I'm running on. Housewives of Mars. That's what, DJ, there are so many good ideas. Okay? What's the gravity like on Mars? Somebody Google that for me, okay? Because I'm just saying, what does a dunk competition look like on Mars? Okay? I'm saying like a dude with fucking fat lesions on his face, and he's fucking dribbling between his legs, and then fucking a 360 crossover behind the back dunk. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, don't be so pessimistic. Okay? We get to keep our dolphins, Our orcas calm the fuck down. Our otters stop fucking beating up our kids and taking their surfboards. If 25% of these people go to Mars, equipped with GoPros. That's my spiel, and I'm sticking to it. We'd be lucky we could travel our own systems, but I doubt we'll be able to do it as a species. Don't say mean things like that, Bucket. I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid so bad. All right, guys. I hope you guys are ready for this one. This is not Alex Jones. It's Alex Jones Light. It is Piers Morgan talking to Roseanne Barr. All right. All right.
But fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be hot and humid right now, my next guest, because it's someone who normally has something very well worth listening to.
Are you ever sorry we got married?
Every second of my life.
She's the world's most cancelled comic. If you just feel like you can't say it, well, the chances are...
Okay, and before I start watching the Roseanne, I'm just going to say this to you guys. It's your fault. It's all of our faults that Roseanne is the way she is. We encouraged her to be this person for like 20 years, okay? And then she starts acting out and being an asshole, and we're like, hey, what the fuck? Like, dude, we all fucking encouraged her to be this person for a really long time.
Our Roseanne Barr's probably already said it.
Do I seem bitchy to you at all?
And lately that's been getting her into a whole lot of trouble.
Nobody died in the Holocaust either. 6 million Jews should die right now, but it never happened.
The Jewish...
Okay, I didn't encourage her to say that. I retract. I would like to immediately roll back my statement. I definitely did not encourage her to say that.
Comic is accused of being homophobic, transphobic, even anti-Semitic, and was sensationally dropped from her own sitcom for racist tweets. Fans say she's misunderstood. Critics say she's missing her marbles.
Fran Dugansky protects me from myself.
Tonight, I say she's uncensored. Well, I'm delighted to say I'm joined live from Texas by the host of the Roseanne Barr podcast. It's Roseanne. Roseanne, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Pierce?
Well, I can't think of anybody I would rather have on a show called Uncensored than you.
Of course, you're smart.
Okay, does Roseanne Barr not look like Paula Deen? Is it just because of her clothes?
Have we gone mad, Roseanne, in our world? When I look at all the fallout to the things that you say or do, I look at the sort of apoplexy that people bring to jokes, to humour, to sarcasm, to irony, all these things. And I really despair. The very essence of comedy, for example, is being expunged from human life.
Yes, it is. Yeah, well, you should despair, Piers, and so should anybody who has a brain or, you know, any humanity whatsoever, or any connection to any other human beings on Earth. They should despair too. I say that they are weaponizing stupidity, and people have sunk to such a level that they can't handle satire, because satire is when you take two disparate subjects and bring them together to defamiliarize reality, such as a poet does with words. Defamiliarize reality. And
okay, what we learned from our last few videos, she obviously has dementia. she couldn't say a hard word. It's time to put her down.
They cannot hold two disparate ideas in their head at the same time, because they're fed bullshit 24/7 over the media. And I'm about to go crazy sitting here on the earphone hearing the stuff you all are saying about the Ukraine. I'm about to have a heart attack, but I'm not even going to go into it. I'm from the Ukraine. The Ukrainian, there is a...
Whoa, is that true? Is that true? Somebody, oh man, I can't Google this right now. Somebody Google whether or not Roseanne Barr is from the Ukraine. Did she grow up in the Ukraine? Did I not know that about Roseanne Barr? I guess I don't know everything about Roseanne Barr. That's fucking insane.
Large faction of Nazis. I don't know if you know this, but there's a large amount of Nazis in the Ukraine, and they actually killed my whole family. I'm from the Ukraine, and they marched my entire family, grandmothers, great-grandparents, 10 siblings.
Okay, all right. Hold on. I don't know if she's trolling me. This is literally why the name of the fucking stream is Roseanne Barr trolling. Did she just tell us what satire was and now she's using satire? Is she being honest right now? How did she end up on Ukraine like that quick? I can't keep up with these people.
Out into the forest and buried them alive in the Ukraine. So I don't understand why everybody's Ukraine. Well, I do understand, and that's also what terrifies me. People better wake up and do some research on their own instead of buying what comes across on the screen. And I try to shake them up.
Wait, isn't that exactly what like Fox News is selling to their viewers? Is that there's Nazis in Ukraine and that Russia's not the aggressor? Like, isn't she just regurgitating the exact same thing just from the other side? Am I wrong?
Pierce, you're goddamn right I do. I try to shake them up and crack their mind control programming. I do it for God.
Oh.
Well, here's, Roseanne, what I would say to that. I don't
Okay.
agree with you about a lot of the stuff you said about Ukraine. I know what you said, and you're perfectly entitled to your views. I would say in relation to the suggestion that they're all a bunch of
You
Nazis.
haven't seen the swastikas on those
Roseanne, hang on, let me
soldiers'
finish.
arms.
The
It's in the
President Zelensky
news.
himself is Jewish, so obviously he is.
Okay. I just can't. Like, I don't know if she's being serious or not. She seems very serious right now. I feel like I'm being trolled.
Facto, not a Nazi.
I know, but he's not a good one. Are all Jews the same? For God's sake, talk about anti-Semitic. Just because the guy's a Jew doesn't mean he likes Jews. Or
Wait. She's got to slow down. All right. So she doesn't like Zelensky. Is Zelensky a Jew and is Jewish? I think even saying is saying he's a Jew. Isn't that kind of fucked up? Is he Jewish? And then she said, talk about being anti-Semitic. Saying all Jews are good people is anti-Semitic? What?
or that he's doing anything good for the Jews. I mean, so what? Who cares what anybody is? That was the whole point of my tweet. Just because they're skin folk don't mean they're kin folk. You know what I mean?
Holy shit! She just rhymes skin folk with kin folk. I've never even heard the word skin folk used. That's the first time. Roseanne just bringing like, oh my god. She is 0 to 100 so fast. Have I ever seen the Saving Private Ryan Ukrainian scene translated? I've never seen Saving Private Ryan. I know you guys are going to be super disappointed in me, but I've never seen Saving Private Ryan, so you guys are going to have to help me out with that one as well.
Just because they're the same color as you don't mean they ain't trying to lock your ass up.
I mean, that's true.
Wake up, people!
Oh.
Snap out of it!
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Listen, like I said, you're uncensored, so you're perfectly entitled to your views. I'm entitled to a different view. I'm sure you would accept that. It's okay. I'm going to be nice. You're perfectly entitled
I
to
can accept
say
that
what
you
you
have
think.
a different view, Piers. I can speak respectfully to another human being because I actually, I love to converse and I just get passionate sometimes.
Yeah,
and
she does.
I love that people
Yeah, she
disagree
does.
with me. I love to have conversations. So excuse
You
my
know, there was
passion.
It's okay. Of course, passion's fine. There was a big outcry recently where I defended you, actually, where you were accused of
I know you did. I
denying
watched you. I was shocked.
Right. Well, I call things as I see them. And on that occasion, it was clear to me that you were saying a statement which you didn't actually mean to be taken literally. You were exposing a wider picture of what you
meant
believe
the
to be media
opposite.
untruths. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that it went over everybody's head isn't my fault.
Well, I'm going to play.
Wait, hold on. Is it a tweet? Because if it's a tweet, dude, everybody thinking that people are going to completely understand what they meant in their tweets is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Tweets are dumb. Twitter is dumb, okay? Trying to express a thought in 140 characters, it's like everybody knows. Like with your loved one, even, like the person that you know the fucking best. You send them a text. You think, there's nothing to it. I'm just asking something. And they send back, why the fuck are you mad? And you're like, I'm not mad. And they're like, you seem mad. Like, why do we think that tweets and shit are, like, so understandable?
Play it. Let's play a clip again to remind people of what got you into trouble. Then I'll come and say what I think about it again.
Be sure to include the context, which was there's no way in hell Biden got 81 million votes. If you don't include that context,
Oh, my dude, off time. If you're still on it, Roseanne Barr is she's making this. She's making your point for you. She's fighting the 81 million votes thing. Ah, it seems as though there's a bit of a pattern.
you're going to make me mad, Piers.
Okay, well, I don't want to make you mad, but we've got a
Because that's a
42...
big lie, too.
We have a 42-second clip. Let's take a look.
The election was not rigged. 36 counties can give you 81 million votes.
Right.
That's a fact.
So it wasn't rigged.
Of course not.
Yeah.
36 counties have 81 million people in them. See? That's the truth. And
Yeah.
don't you dare say anything against it, or you'll be off YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all the other ones, because we have, there's such a thing as the truth.
Wait, does she know how many people are in New York and California? I don't think she knows how many people make up the counties of New York and California just by themselves. Something tells me Roseanne Barr has not researched this fact.
And facts, and we have to stick to it. And,
It's scary.
and that is the truth. And nobody died in the Holocaust either.
No.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
It should happen. 6 million Jews should die right now because they cause all the problems in the world, but it never happened. But
Okay, see, this is the problem with this kind of comedy, though. Like, how do you expect people to not take that? Like, you literally think the worst of people. You think they're all fucking idiots. And then you go on a TV show and say shit like that, and then you're, like, surprised that people took that the wrong way. If you're trying to be satirical, if you're trying to be like, obviously I do believe that the election was stolen and people should know that. Like, one of the problems with jokes is if you don't understand what the fuck the person's talking about, you generally just literally take it for what is being said, right? Like, and if it doesn't seem like a joke, then you're just taking it as information. Like, can you really claim that you're being taken out of context when what you're doing is in some ways kind of very hard to understand?
it never happened.
I'm just not
I listened
sure.
to that in full context. I listened to a lot more.
This individual is not
and
sure.
It was absolutely crystal clear and obvious to me that you didn't mean anything that you were saying there. In fact, you meant the complete opposite. But it was sliced and diced and put out on social media. And then the next thing is you have Roseanne Barr, who is actually Jewish, being accused of denying the Holocaust, which obviously is ridiculous. Why do these things happen?
Because I'm a targeted individual. As I say, for 6,000...
Okay, from the side that constantly complains about people playing the victim, this is playing the victim, okay? Look, if you're playing the victim, you put yourself out there, you said some shit that you know is controversial. Okay, the name of the stream is Roseanne Barr trolling us? I'm pretty sure Roseanne Barr is trolling us, folks. Because there's no fucking way that you come out and say something like that, and then you're like, what the hell, man? Like, how did they even take me seriously? This is crazy talk. Obviously, these are jokes. Like, dude, I love fucking comedy. I love fucked up comedy. I love edgy, mean comedy. Like I said, I went to a Bill Burr comedy show. You have to expect that some people are going to hear shit like that, and they're not going to understand what the fuck you're talking about. I didn't understand what she's talking about, and I have context. I'm still not sure that she was joking.
1,000 years, there has been a Jewish civil war, and nobody knows about it, and I speak about it a lot. But it's, it's at its climax right now, and I have been targeted by, largely Jewish people on the other side of the political spectrum. Our view is centered on whether Israel should exist or not, and these are things we don't talk about in public. But when I ran for president in 2012...
Did I forget about Roseanne Barr running for president? So she is joking, really? So you're saying she is smarter than that? Steven, I'm not saying shit, bro. I'm not saying anything. I am so confused right now. I don't even know. I'm also, did she just say she ran for president in 2012? How many votes did Roseanne Barr get in 2012? How many racist ass people was like, I'll vote for Roseanne Barr before I'll ever vote for a black dude?
They used to stand up and it was always Jewish people with silver ponytails, Marxists, you know, they would stand up. I ran as a socialist, and they would stand up and scream, what about the illegal occupation of blah, blah? And I couldn't believe it because they would do it over and over and over again to attack me because I'm a Jew, I think. But Marxist Jews are not.
Wait, didn't she just... Okay, she's so confusing. She's saying that you can't hate Jews as a Jew, but then she's saying that the Jews hate her because she's a Jew. Is that what she said? I'm so confused.
The same as the kind of Jew I am, and that's what really makes me mad, because when people assume that there's only one kind of Jew, they're missing a shitload of history.
Thank you, Roseanne.
And I feel like, you know, I'm here to speak to that.
Yeah, she ran for president.
And also, the context that I used was about the internet is full of Holocaust denial, Nazi comments, and saying, but the thing they always say is, no Jews were killed in the Holocaust, but it should happen. That's what they all say. And it's all over BitChute comments, YouTube. It's wall to wall. That's why I left Facebook. It made me so sick. It was wall to wall anti-Semitism. And these same...
What circles is she running in? You heard that right. Ah, DJ. Lost Insider on. She had 70,000 votes? No shit. 70,000 people voted for Roseanne. That is fucking crazy. See, this is the problem too. Is people want to come out, comedians specifically, and once again, I'm going to fucking qualify this. I love comedy. I used to make the joke that I don't want to ever have like a prohibition on comedy. I don't want to have to like go knock on a door and slip some dude $10 so I can hear a dirty joke. Like, I love comedy. But you can't come out as a comedian and be like, I'm joking all the time. I'm joking. The times that you take me wrong, I'm joking. But now I'm being serious. So now I'm being serious, so you have to take me serious. But the other time when you took me wrong or I said something that you didn't like, that time I was joking. That creates massive amounts of confusion. You have to be, and whether you like this or not as a comedian, you do have to add qualifiers. You have to say, look, I'm a comedian. Usually I'm out here to make jokes. Today, I want to talk about something that's actually pretty fucking serious. So let's talk about it, and I'm being 100% honest, because then if you don't, you're just constantly hiding behind the fact that you're a comedian, and you're always capable of using it as an excuse. Oh, I didn't say that crazy shit, it was just a joke. Like, no one's going to believe you.
People, these socialists, aging socialists, which I won't even go into what a scam socialism is. I've talked about that online a lot. But anyway, you know, they have made me their target because they don't think that I'm the right kind of Jew. And they don't think that any Jew who thinks like I do is the right kind of Jew. And so I have to live with that, and it is within my community. And it's just like when black activists come on and talk about, you know, being targeted by their own community too. It's much the same. It's a cultural war, and it is between, you know, the far left and normal, sane human beings, such as.
So, see, there you go. And this is the problem when it comes to people like this. It's like, everybody else is crazy and I'm sane. It's like, well, you literally talk about being crazy. Like, you literally tell people that you're an insane bitch. Like, and then you're like, those other people are crazy. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. What she's saying here actually, like, heartfelt, like, from me having some empathy, it sounds like a really shitty thing, right? Like, you're from a community and your own community is attacking you. You feel really bad about that, and you feel like you're righteous in whatever your beliefs are. But that doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't mean that you're wrong either. But it does mean, once again, that when you classify people as being insane, when you're saying all these people over on this side, they don't have any foundation to stand on, and I'm the one who's right, well, you're not actually wanting to engage in conversation. You just want to be told you're right. That's it. You just want to be told you're right and that everybody else is wrong. And that's not really how any kind of, like, bipartisan conversation actually works.
Myself.
Well, Roseanne, I don't think any of us are normal, sane human beings. My theory is we're all slightly nuts, and it's just a question of degree, but that's just a personal view. We can take a short break. When we come back, I'm going to ask you the most contentious. Well, we're going to ask. I'm going to ask you the most controversial. I'm going to ask you the most controversial question in the world after the break.
I want to tell you a joke. Okay.
Well, tell me the joke after the break. We'll be back in 2 seconds. Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored, live from New York. It's one of the most famous sites in the world, of course. And still with me is the world's most cancelled comedian, which is still there, Roseanne Barr. So, Roseanne, we left viewers on a cliffhanger. You were about to tell me a joke.
Yeah, when I wanted to say two things. One is we have a joke, those of us who have mental health issues, that there's insane
literally
and
just said it.
outsane. So I wanted to cap off what you were saying before.
That
but
was
also
the
I
joke?
wanted to finish saying
Or was that not the
just
joke?
last week, these leftists, such as are in the Biden administration, the State Department of the United States instituted a boycott, divest, and sanction against the Jewish people in Israel, and also with American businesses who do trading business with Israel. So it's a boycott of Israel and of America, the Biden administration, State Department.
Is that true? I need a qualifier. I need somebody to fucking look that up. That's not, that doesn't sound right. And when things don't sound right, generally they're not actually right. They're usually partially right, but not completely right. Clayton Bixby for National Pastor. Show us your face, brother. If you got hate in your heart, let it out. If you got hate in your heart, let it out.
So there is never an end to their censorship, their jackboot on your face if you don't do what they want, and if the Jews don't do what they want.
Jackboot, that's a total Trump turn. When he calls people jackboot thugs. Jackboot thugs. Like she's using Trump terms. And she's talking about how other people are brainwashed. Woo! Okay.
But I'm happy to say that for the first time in Israel and Knesset, there is not one progressive, nor is there one leftist in the Knesset, and the Jewish people in Israel couldn't be happier and feel that they've been freed from slavery. I just want to say that.
Wait, hold on. She's lost me on her her history. Is she from Ukraine or is she from Israel? She doesn't look like she lives in Israel. Is she in Israel? Does she know all of the Jewish people? Has she polled the Jewish people to make sure that they're happy now? Are there polls that she's reading that show that all the Jewish people are super happy about this? Does she know that there is not a single progressive? Like, there are a lot of statements that are very Trumpian.
That's fine. You've said it. What is the joke that you were going to tell me?
That the people with mental health issues say there's insane and outsane.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
Those are the only
I'm sorry.
two things.
I thought you were making a serious statement about it. Okay, I get it. Now, listen, Roseanne, let me ask you the most difficult question in the world, apparently. What is a woman?
How much do I weigh?
Oh.
No, what is a woman?
That's funny. That was funny.
A woman is me. A woman is somebody whose breasts hang down to her stomach and who has a prolapsed uterus from giving birth to 5 ungrateful little bastards who have never had to work for a thing in their goddamn life. That's what a woman is.
Okay. So we were just talking about this because of that Matt Walsh movie, What is a Woman? So this is the problem with when people do this. Like, terminology is actually incredibly hard. When it comes to words are incredibly difficult to pin down as far as meaning goes. We cannot communicate in clear ways with each other when we know each other well. Like, I have friends that I love to death, right? I've known them for 20, 30 years. And when they're talking, sometimes I go, "Oh, you mean?" And they go, "No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is this." Like, the problem when you come to things like saying, like, what is a woman, is it's a problem with terminology. So when you say something like, what is a woman? It is me. Well, a transgender person can say this, right? They can say, I'm a woman. Therefore, that's what a woman is. You could say, what did she say? My breasts are flat and saggy. That makes me a woman. Okay, so then a transgender person could say they have breasts and they're flat and saggy. They're a woman. You could say that you're a woman because you've given birth to 5 children that fucking undeserving little shits, which we all understand. But then does that make a woman that hasn't given birth to children a woman or not a woman? You know, see, this is a problem with these qualifying statements. When you say, what is a woman, just saying, well, I am, or what X, when I do X, it makes me a woman. The problem with those kind of statements is words are defined by individuals. So when you say what is a woman, it's incredibly hard to define, even though, yes, there's biological terms, there's Merriam-Webster terms, there's plenty of ways that you could go about the situation to say this is this or this is this. But when it comes to the confusion surrounding what people are constantly attacking, the left saying that, you know, what is a woman is a incredibly hard thing to define. It's not based off of genitalia, is what they're saying. Like, when a person wants to use a term in a certain way, it can be defined in all kinds of ways, and it's very confusing and very hard to debate because you got to get two people to actually agree 100% on what a term means, and almost never does that actually happen. The only time that two people ever really agree on what a term means is when one person goes, I think a woman's a woman, and they go, yeah, me too. That's it. Like I said, when it comes to something, one of my favorite quotes of all time is Einstein said, if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, then you don't truly understand it yourself. So try that sometime. Try to think about it in the way of saying to somebody, I think this is this, like they're 5 years old. And you'll find that it's incredibly hard to do even when you know a lot about a topic. Because when it comes to the definition of words, the ever-changing definitions of a word, shit's sick, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to really come to a consensus with people. Really what we need to come to is biological factors. We need to, you know, have, you know, maybe differing terms. I just don't even want to be a part of that conversation, to be honest with you. Fuck, that's well above my pay grade. But I do understand why people on the left have this argument that they want to make against the argument on the right. And I understand why the argument on the right is against the left, but the problem with it is this terminology. And terminology is definitely perceptually and contextually driven. Andrew Dice Clay used to say you either suck dick or not. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, some dudes do too. Her answer was funny. I think she's funny. I don't hate her on that. It's all the Christo nationalist megachurch talking point. Sounds like the most backwoods bastards. Yep. Pro-Israel, super far right. Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's all the Muslims are taking over the world, all that stuff. Like, my thing with the what is a woman thing, I don't want to fucking be a part of it, but watching everybody argue over it, I do sit there and say, like, yeah, I don't know. You guys are going to have to figure that shit out. I don't know. It's not on me.
I see. And how do the ungrateful little bleeps, how do they react when you say things like this about them?
Oh, they laugh. They have good senses of humor. You should hear the horrible jokes they tell about me. You wouldn't believe they have the worst jokes about me. The
Roseanne,
kids,
what's your
too.
life?
My 8-year-old grandson.
I was going to ask you, Roseanne, you've obviously been through the mincer a bit in recent years, but how are you in yourself?
Yep.
I mean, you happy? You have a happy life?
Yes, I do. I have a joyous, wonderful life. It's a bit hot down here. Woo! But yeah, I have. I own myself and my soul and my space and my ethereal thinking and my art, and I have a wonderful, loving family. And my mother's still alive. She's 89. She's a bit of a libtard, but I overlook it.
Oh, fuck.
But, and so are my gay brother and my gay sister, and all of my family actually are libtards. But, you know, I just pray.
Dude, DJ, I like Forrest. Forrest, I don't know how to say his last name, but I really do like Forrest. He's actually awesome, and we will watch some Forrest videos on this stream. I really like him.
For him and love him.
And do they do the same for you, do you think?
Oh, they think I'm completely they think I went off the planet. Oh, yeah, but they love me.
That's
They
good.
just don't
That's good.
engage. But, you know, when you're sitting there at Passover.
Does that sound familiar, guys? Sounds pretty fucking familiar. They love me, but they don't engage. Man, I've seen so much of this shit watching these channels, watching these videos, hearing people's stories about how, like, the whole Trump thing is, like, tearing their families apart. It's like, no dude is worth you losing your family, man. Trump's not worth it, man. Trump's not worth it. Like, your family's way more important than following some fucking weird cult leader, dude. Way more important.
And, you know, you're drinking the cups of wine to celebrate, you know, leaving Egypt. And one of your libtard nephews, or I mean grandsons, whatever it is, he stands up. What about the Egyptians who were slaughtered? Shut the hell up!
You know, here's the thing, Roseanne, is that obviously you like saying, you know, outrageous things. And I like that about you, actually. I think more people should be doing this in life. But it seems to me you don't necessarily fall out with even your nearest and dearest over it. Have we all just got too sensitive? Are we too over-offended? Should we just be able to say outrageous things and then have a drink and a laugh with each other?
Check it out, Piers. The people that are saying everything's offensive are walking down the street swinging their penises in kids' face, dressed. Those are the people who say shit's offensive.
Okay, now we know she does nothing but watch Fox News. Like, how often does she think... Like, I know she's referencing the gay pride parade because this is something that was referenced, and I have my own opinions on that for sure. But how often does she think these things happen? Like, obviously, my kids will never be at a parade where people's genitalia are swinging out freely. But I'm also not a prude. I also don't have a problem with nudity. So, you know, as far as that goes, like, my children should feel comfortable in their own body. They should feel comfortable with nudity. And they should feel comfortable with establishing boundaries that other people should respect. That's where I'm at on that one. We need Roseanne on the first trips to Mars. Fuck yeah, dude, she should lead the trip. That would be fucking amazing. Roseanne, I own myself. That quote was pretty weird to me, Steven. I own myself. That's this mentality that people have in the conspiracy realm, that it's like all these people are mind controlled and all these people, you know, don't own their own minds and stuff. And it's like, no, that's not even fucking true. Stop that shit. You're just it's a cope. It's a cope. You're able to say that you're fine. They're the ones that are crazy. It's a cope. She doesn't realize the Exodus is just a story that never happened in real history. DJ, thank you. Thank you for making the point that I want to make. And that's like, so you're using a bunch of made-up stories to fucking claim some kind of, like, righteous reasoning. Stop using the Bible, folks. To get people to get to Mars, here is the marquee Roseanne appearing on Mars. Dude, how many people would join up just because Roseanne was going? And I'm just saying we would be getting the right people to go if we put Roseanne on the first trip to Mars. I think we go with that.
Offensive. The fucking, you know what I mean? Jesus. Hey, hello? I say, women,
Roseanne?
this is my advice to today's woman. Keep your penis in your pants, especially when children are around, women.
Roseanne, I think we certainly lived up to the billing of uncensored. Thank you very much indeed for joining the show. I appreciate it. Good to see you, and good luck with your tour, which I know is selling like hotcakes, and I'm not surprised.
Okay. Well, I'm not convinced that she's not trolling us, guys. I'm not convinced. I think she might be trolling us. But I also think that she's fucking mildly nuts as well. There's a lot of Trump talk, a lot of Trump speech. What is it they call, is it Scientology? Or maybe it's QAnon? But they have like a term for their speech. And it's the same thing. It's like Trump speak or something like that. She has a lot of Trump speak. Like, nobody uses the term jackboot. Nobody uses that term, okay? Except for fucking Trump. And he likes to call people jackboot thugs. It's such a weird term to use. She was pretty much like word for word giving like the viewpoint of the right. Oh, we have a RFK and Piers. We'll have to watch that next time. Let's finish with some good times, guys. Let's finish up strong. Let's finish with the good times. I got my musicians in chat right now. So where did halftime go? Yeah. Let's finish with a music video. All right, I'm gonna let you guys choose. We should be on low latency, so you guys should be right on time with me. Oh no, we're gonna do both of them. We're not gonna get to the Trump rap. Fuck. You know what? Time off took up so much of my time tonight. Oh boy. Is it the mind control drugs? I think I'm okay. We're gonna watch a couple music videos, guys. You guys ready for this? I hope you guys are ready for this. This one's a short one. Love the comments in this one. This is Frank Sinatra sings Little John Get Low. Later, Steven.
To the window, to the wall, until the sweat drops down my balls, until all you bitches crawl. Oh, skeet, skeet, goddamn.
That's probably my favorite Frank Sinatra song of all time. I love that it always tries to play Ren. And here we go. Here we go. All right, you guys ready for this one? This is. I want you guys to know what this channel is, so that way we make sure we're giving people likes and subscribes. There, I ruined it. This is Bodies Hit the Floor by Drowning Pool, Kids Edition. Also, pretty much amazing.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
A little loud.
Can't take much more. Here we go now. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. Let the bodies hit the floor. 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 Push me again. This is the end. Here we go now. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. Let the bodies hit the floor. 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 Let the bodies hit the floor.
All right. Oh, we almost went for a double there. Quite possibly the best children's song I've ever heard in my life. It's pretty amazing. Nothing wrong with me. Soulless gingers hitting the floor. Exactly. We hit the floor actually quite often. It's mostly after 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, floor. Yeah, I don't know if I can keep it with a bunch of children rocking out to Drowning Pool. That's heavy metal. Heavy metal. All right. This is it, guys. We're going to finish on a strong note because it's in the title. It's in the title. Here you guys go. This is one for the books. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but you guys have been here for a couple of the Trump rap songs. But I look up Trump music. It's a genre of music. It's kind of amazing, and it never stops to satisfy me. It's kind of the best. So here you guys go. This is Natasha Owens, Trump 1. Feel it in your heart, brothers. Feel it in your heart. And sisters. Dude, you have to give it to this girl. Like, it's actually, like, she actually sings okay. Like, of all the shit, like that Foggiata Blow guy and shit like that, he's a fucking terrible rapper. As a person that loves hip-hop, he's fucking ridiculously bad. At least this girl can kind of sing.
It's my opinion.
Only thing she can do.
Democrats know how to steal. Come on, man, here's the deal. Trump won and you know it. Trump won and you know it. The fake news will never show it. 'Cause it's true. Trump won and you know it. While Biden's hiding in the basement, babbling away on Zoom.
Who made this video, though? Like, somebody got paid real money to make this video. I kind of wish I would have paid for it. I'm sorry, DJ. I'm sorry, DJ. It's my bad. I know, this shit's gonna be stuck in my head, too. You guys should go back and watch my We the People video of Kid Rock. That shit fucking... You want to talk about something that gets stuck in your head. Holy Christ.
Fitness. What are you doing now? Patriots fill stadiums, not circles in an empty room. Twitter and the FBI, one day you won't deny. Trump won and you know it. Trump won and you know it. The fake news will never show it, 'cause it's true. Trump won and you know it.
I don't think I ever realized it, but it looks like Donald Trump when he's dancing like that. He's giving a little bit of like a double BJ there. There's a little bit of this action, a little bit of this action. I bet Trump likes to go skiing.
Thing about truth, time is always gonna tell.
Votes in Fulton County were counted more than once.
I bet he took New York and carried California as well.
What? Okay, you know people are 100% full of shit when they say something as stupid as, I bet he took New York and carried California as well. Look, there is a certain amount of cognitive dissonance that I am willing to accept, okay? But thinking that he carried New York and California, that's just like Napoleon did this. Napoleon, when he was in France, the first few elections, like he won like 900,000 to like 350. And then finally, like, as, like, he was kind of, like, solidified as emperor of France, he was like, yeah, it was, like, 900,000 to none. Like, nobody else voted against me. They all loved me. Like, that's where Trump people are at. They're at the point where, like, they've gone full Napoleon. God damn it.
He's done it twice before, and he's gonna win again for the third time in 2024.
He literally can't win for a third time. If he won a second time, then he can't win for the third time.
Trump won and you know it. Trump won and you know it. Fox News won't even show it. It's true. Trump won and you know it. Trump won and you know it. If there's a line, they're gonna tow it. It's true. Trump won and you know it. I know it, you know it, we know it, they know it. Everybody knows Trump won. I know it, you know it, we know it, they know it. Everybody knows Trump won. I know it, you know it, we know it, they know it. Everybody knows Trump won.
Okay, clearly she missed a chance to have him walking off with an explosion behind him. I'm going to give this video as far as Trump. Oh, does she have other ones? What the fuck? Is that her? That is weird. Is she like in some Little House on the Prairie shit? Okay, this just got creepy. That's where we're ending tonight, guys. I'm sorry for that. I know that that's going to be stuck with you now. I am really sorry for your ears. I'm really sorry for the fact that this is in your head now. I'm a bad person. I am a very bad person. I am so sorry. I didn't make you watch this one. One day we'll revisit. We'll revisit me watching the Kid Rock video. Next week, folks. Next week, no live stream. I will be in Aptos for next week, so I will be cutting up some videos. We will be putting out some replays of some live stream segments, just like you guys have probably seen. I've already been doing. I'm cutting up some live streams, trying to help people that missed certain parts that I think are funny, that I think that are were cool and enjoyable, and I'm putting them out as individual videos. So, like and subscribe, like my videos, please. Please keep pushing my stuff out there. I enjoy doing this with you guys. You know, you're the best fucking community in the fucking entire YouTube content. So I appreciate all you guys. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys when I get back. I will be back the following week. No week next week. You might get some sleep next week, DJ, unless all of a sudden I want to live stream from the beach. And that's not going to probably happen, guys. I will be drinking tequila on the beach. But I will be thinking about you guys. If you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed, support an Angry Ginger. Help me out. Let's do this more often. All right, guys. I love you guys.